Thank you so much, honorable members. We shall now do the silent prayer and meditation. Thank you. We may be seated. Good morning, honorable members. Let me greet the honorable MECs. Let me start by the Premier in absentia, Honorable Dr. Popira Matuba. Let me greet the leader of government business and all MECs that are present today in the sitting. Let me greet the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tebogo Grace Poshia Mamrovela, she's around. Let me greet the Chief Whip, Ntate Mokhonyana, the Deputy Chief Whip, Ntate Munama, and all the Whipari. Let me greet the leader of the opposition, Honorable Mapoulo, and all other members of the legislature, and all of us. After a very long time, a long break, wow, we must thank the MEC for Public Works. Our legislature, it's looking nice. We must clap hands for him and appreciate the good work that we see in this legislature. Thank you so much, honorable members. Without wasting any time, we shall now proceed to item 2. When we're proceeding to item 2, we must always remember that we must thank the people of the province, the people of Limpopo, because our sittings are live on social media. Greet those that are following us on social media. As well, greet those that are in the gallery. We are all welcome. We know that you always come to support and able to see how your legislature is working. We'll now proceed, as I've already said, to item 2. Item 2 deals with the Rule 145, which is motions without notice. Without any waste of time, I want to check if are there any motions without notice from honorable members in line with Rule 145. Honorable Nkonyana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the ANC was to register with Disdain a shooting incident that took place at a farm in Tawazimbi on the 11th October 2025, where a farmer worker died after being shot by an 11-year-old child. According to reports, this was an accident, but we are adamant that the owner of the farm that was involved in this incident should be held liable for improper handling of a firearm. This episode is reminiscent of past similar incidents where black people were shot by farmers because they were mistaken for animals like baboons. This is unacceptable, and we are calling upon the police to ensure that no stone will be left unturned in the investigation of this gruesome matter. I so move, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Any seconder to the motion? Honorable Mohali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second the motion as presented by the Chief Whip.
Thank you so much, honorable members. While I'm proceeding with the motion without notice, I would want to indicate that we did receive apologies. We mustn't think that those that are not here, we don't have apologies. For example, the absence of the Premier, she's attending the National Cabinet together with the MEC for Mawai, MEC for Treasury, MEC Lurul Ramakanya, MEC Rachweni, Honorable Mhlope, Honorable Mukweli, they are on challenges of ill health, Honorable Machete, Honorable Wilson, organizational responsibility, Honorable Dwaba, Honorable Malemela, Honorable Baloi, Honorable Mwani. So I just wanted to indicate that those that are not here, honorable members, that we did receive their apologies. Can I move to the next motion without notice? You can proceed, Honorable Nkonyane, because I apologize that, yeah, that missed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Seniority prevailed. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of the ANC that this House notes a number of fatalities that claimed multiple lives on our provincial road in the past few weeks. Honorable Speaker, it is disheartening to note that the two accidents that happened in the province that claimed a combined number of 54 innocent lives on our roads. On Sunday, the 28th of September 2025, 12 people perished when their minibus taxi was sandwiched by two trucks along the R81 at Gaskgopo. They were traveling from a church congregation in Solomon Dale outside Polokwane towards Guyana. In another separate incident, a total of 43 passengers lost their lives on the N1 just outside Makado on Sunday, the 13th of October 2025. This much publicized incident has also thrusted on our province into the spotlight in terms of road safety. We commend the good work of the provincial government in helping the bereaved families to identify the remains of their beloved family members and their repatriation thereof. We are saddened by these developments and we are confident that the department will implement its road safety programs ahead of the festive period. May the lives of our fellow brothers and sisters rest in eternal peace. I so move, Speaker.
Thank you so much. Any seconder to the motion? Honorable Kidiboni Libya.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Dr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion as presented by the Honorable Bongani Nkonyane.
Thank you so much. Are there further motion? I've seen the hand of Honorable Max.
Speaker, I see the internet is a bit slow. Maybe you can take the next one and then I'll follow. Thank you.
Honorable Maith.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise on behalf of the ANC that this House knows that yesterday, Monday, the 20th of October, 2025, we celebrated a centenary on the life of the great Dr. Theophilus Cholo, who is best known in the mass democratic movement as T.T. Cholo. Dr. T.T. Cholo counts amongst the few remaining luminaries of the liberation struggle who had put their lives in apartheid's crossfire in pursuit of South Africa's social justice and freedom. To mark his centenary, the ANC saw it befitting him to confer him with the title of Istalandwe Seaparangwe, which is a sacred designation only accorded to a select few people who have gone beyond the call of duty to ensure that this country's freedom, to ensure that there is freedom and democracy in this country. Ntate T.T. Cholo is a former Robben Islander who has been accorded with this martyrdom status for his selflessness and relentless contribution to the liberation struggle at the height of apartheid repressive laws in this country. This is no small feat by any stretch of the imagination, Honorable Speaker, and it will be amiss of us as this August House not to take cognizance of this milestone. May he live long to see the fruits of the freedom that he toiled so hard to achieve. I so move.
Thank you so much. Can we have a seconder? Honorable Sibopela.
Thank you, Speaker, and greetings to the House. I rise to second the motion as presented by the Honorable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we now move to the next motion without notice? Honorable Mabucha.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of the ANC that this House welcomes the 2024-25 audit outcomes of the Limpopo Provincial Government as presented by the Office of the Auditor General. These outcomes are a demonstration of a provincial government that is poised towards building a capable state and is spending public funds in an accountable manner. It is encouraging to note that out of the 10 provincial departments, 5 have attained clean audit opinion and another 5 have obtained unqualified audit opinion. Honorable Speaker, we believe that this is largely due to the intervention mechanisms which were initiated by Premier Dr. Popira Matuba and the effective oversight function of the various committees of this legislature. Although there are challenges among some parastatals, there is no entity that has received a disclaimer as an audit outcome. This is a demonstration of the 7th administration's unwavering determination to make the provincial government be accountable to the people of this province. I move accordingly.
Thank you so much. Can we get a seconder for the motion? Honorable Matou.
Ke a leboha speakera ke nnete tse lo tšhentšhitše ke emela go theka zwe ba zwe apilego bao ba ditšo ka pele nna honorable Mabotja ke a leboha.
Thank you so much. Can I get other motions? On my list, I've got other members. Honorable Mapolo.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Ya pele madulo a boima man a nkgarametša a ke tsebe gore o diala bjana ka ditulo tše dintsho a re dudile botse ka tšona. I rise on behalf of the revolutionary movement, the EFF, to move a motion without notice in this House. The EFF congratulates New Generation Church in Lintinga Mphatlele under the leadership of Dr. Bishop M.B. Mphatlele for celebrating the 27th year anniversary this past weekend. This milestone was graced by the President of the EFF and the Commander-in-Chief, Sello Julius Malema. EFF provincial officials under the leadership of Makawom Setlana Mapolo and the leadership from the other provinces, including some provincial chairpersons and secretaries. The EFF is truly inspired by the impeccable leadership qualities of Bishop Mphatlele, who grew the church from just few members in the garage in 1998 to planting church branches in parts of Gauteng and elsewhere in the country. She persevered with her vision to spread the gospel against all odds and stereotype against women leadership. New generations continue to touch the lives of the people, both spiritually and socially, through her community development project. The church has established old age center with its premises and within its premises, and it continues to feed and take care of elderly people, preserving their dignity in the community. Furthermore, they are also taking care of orphans through orphanage program they have within their church premises. The social responsibility of the church through its own funds must be supported by all stakeholders, including the legislature and the community, including other business people. We call upon other local churches to live, giving our people snakes and grass, and learn from the leadership model of new generation church, which put the people first and above all led by Mutshwara Tipaka Mogaleng. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mapolo. Any seconder to the motion? Honorable Mlapo.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker, and greetings to members of this House. I stand to second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any further I've got MK. Are you still going to have your motion without notice?
No, Honorable Speaker. No, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. We'll now allow Honorable Hermanas Franz Max an opportunity to give the motion without notice.
Honourable Speaker, I move without notice on behalf of the Democratic Alliance that this House commends the Bella Bella Heritage Association for its ongoing efforts to officially establish a cultural history museum in Bella Bella and for its outstanding commitment to preserving and protecting our province historical and archaeology heritage. Notes that as we celebrated International Archaeology Day on 18 October 2025, the Bella Bella Heritage Association and a team led by Professor Anton van Vollenhoven spent a week in Bella Bella investigating a significant archaeology site where remarkable artifacts were discovered, including 600-year-old glass beads, Iron Age spear points, an axe head, 400-year-old pottery, and Boer War relics, findings which may prove to be of a great historical importance to all South Africans. That we recognize the vital role of cultural and archaeology protection in preserving our shared identity, fostering community pride, and promoting education, tourism, and local economic development. That we acknowledge the involvement of the Polokwane Museum, the South African Heritage Resources Agency, and internationally recognized archaeologists in ensuring that this site and others like it are properly preserved for the benefit of future generations. Lastly, that we implore on the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to support this initiative and to partner with similar community-driven projects across Limpopo that seeks to safeguard and celebrate our province's rich cultural and archaeology heritage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any seconder? You can sit down because you have got a second one. Yeah. Allow the seconder. Honorable Ismail.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I stand to second the motion read by Honourable Marx. Thank you.
Thank you. You can proceed with your second motion, Honourable Marx.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I move without notice on behalf of the Democratic Alliance that this House take note that this House congratulate the organizers of the 19th Black Bass World Championship held at Vlakbosjuli Dam, also known as Arabi Dam, during September 2025. We commend the South African Bass Angling Association and all local partners for successfully hosting this prestigious international event here in Limpopo. We further note with pride that Team South Africa performed admirably with a 4th place among 15 competing nations. Limpopo can be proud to have hosted the world's best anglers on its waters. This event showcased our province's outstanding natural beauty and tourism potential. I so move.
Thank you so much. Any seconder? Honorable Ismail.
Thank you, Chair. Honourable Speaker, I stand to second the motion as read.
Thanks very much, honourable members. I think we've dealt with the item of motions without notice, unless if there's another one that I didn't see. It's done. Thank you so much. We'll now proceed directly to item 3. Are the motions in terms of Rule 146? Notice of a motion. From my desk, I didn't receive anything. It means there is none. I'll proceed to item 4 in terms of member statements in line with Rule 199. Can I see by show of hands by honorable members who wants to do the member statements? Honorable Ismail, you are the first one.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The failures to pay over employee and employer pension funds contributions constitute serious legal breaches of the Pension Fund Act of 1956. the Financial Sector Regulations Act 2017, and the Income Tax of 1962, and amounts to a criminal offence. Most recently, the Limpopo Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism and Great North Transport once again showcased their governance failures in the matter between Macheri Group Pty Limited and GNT under the case number 1083/2025 before the Limpopo High Court for liquidation. At the time, Great North Transport had failed to pay 6.78 million rand in pension contributions, affecting 945 employees. To avoid liquidation, the Portfolio Committee on the Debt and Treasury passed a revised 300 million rand bailout, of which 93.7 million rand was allocated to GNT for budget pressures and operational costs. Subsequently, the Premier and Ledet confirmed to this House that all outstanding pensions had been paid in full. Honourable MEC, why then does the DA hold evidence that certain employees' retirement claims remain unpaid, specifically that the employer contributions were never paid over? Why has the committee also received a further deviation application of 97 million rand from GNT for operational support when in August, Honourable MEC, you assured the House that GNT would be financially self-sustainable within 3 months? Would you agree that Great North Transport's so-called financial turnaround plan is not self-sustainable in its current form? And finally, will you hold Great North Transport's board and officials accountable for their failure to act transparently and to protect employees' pension rights as required by the Pension Fund Act and the Financial Sector Regulations Act? Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you so much. We'll now move to the next member statement. I've seen Honourable Mlapo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to the Leader of Official Opposition, Komisa Mapulo, members of this House and the people of Limpopo. Honorable Speaker, according to the 2024-2025 Department of Basic Education Annual Report, the Limpopo Provincial Department of Basic Education failed to spend 69.7 million on school grants. The underspending is extremely unacceptable and disappointing given the many chronic challenges the Department of Basic Education is facing. Underspending is criminal against the people of Limpopo. The EFF believes that this is a missed opportunity which would have gone a long way in addressing the budget constraints of National Schools Nutrition Program, Math, Science and Technology Grant, and Early Childhood Development. Furthermore, the current state of school infrastructure development in Limpopo is one that does not inspire confidence. Many schools across the province require upgrades, require refurbishment, and we have got many schools that they must be addressed in terms of the storms that happened. Honorable Speaker, the department has over years failed to eradicate pit toilets across the province. It is extremely disturbing that the department's wait to be forced by NGOs to implement its constitutional mandate. It is disappointing and unfortunate that pit toilets are still existing within the province. These continue to pose serious risk on our learners. The money spent on courts fighting litigation could be spent for much better service delivery purposes, such as refurbishment of schools and building of new schools. Underspending on allocated budget, especially for infrastructure and service delivery, directly cause decline in public service. in particular the provision of quality education to our children, mostly those that are schooling in the public schools and public special schools. The EFF demands that the MEC for basic education accounts on the underspending of 69 million. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mlapo. We'll get the next member statement by Honorable Sebotuma Matsuvani Jump.
Honorable Speaker and honorable members, greetings to you all. Hozom Africa. Today, as United African Transformation, I rise to strongly condemn the wave of hooliganism and lawlessness devastating Ward 9 in Mogoto village in Sebetiela. Criminal syndicates have transformed what should be a sanctuary of dignity and community into a terrain of terror, targeting families and even public places like clinics and schools, places meant for healing and upliftment, now shrouded in fear. It's a shameful act that the province has not invested much in community safety, yet our people are still exposed to vulnerability. Suffice it to say, SAPS, having received over 1 million applications for its 5,500 police trainee positions, on the contrary, our community still faces severe attacks. Where's freedom and democracy in such instances? The primary constitutional provisions in South Africa concerning the safety, security, and protection of citizens are found in Chapter 2 of the Bill of Rights, specifically Section 2, Section 12, which guarantees everyone's right to freedom and security of the person, including freedom from violence and cruel treatment. As a result of UH's support there's been a significant decline in theft, allowing residents to sleep peacefully at night. UH stands out as the only organization that successfully facilitated this march since ANC-led government failed to provide services to the community. UH has made a remarkable impact in the Mogoto community by restoring hope, dignity, and purpose among its people. The organization has delivered yet another life-changing experience that continues to uplift and empower the residents of Mogoto village in the province of Limpopo. Their efforts have gone beyond addressing immediate social challenges. They have inspired transformation from within the community itself. One of the most profound outcomes of their work was giving a member of the Mogoto community a renewed sense of dignity and belonging by building him a fully funded house, finished house. This act symbolizes the deep. Thank
Thank you very much, Speaker. With due respect to you, I'm not sure what is happening there. Whether that thing is a motion or it's a report back in a branch meeting, but that is not a motion. Even that, it's not that. In actual fact, it's nothing. So please, man, let him have orientation with the Honorable Maida. It's none of any of the things.
Honorable Mate, we hear the complaint and the concern, but I will suggest that we allow Honorable Sebotuma to conclude his presentation. Order is being seconded from the. Yeah, you can sit down, Honorable Sebotuma. Honorable the Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I will not be as brutal as Honorable Mate. Speaker, the first part of the presentation was a member statement, and I thought he should have left it where he was complaining about young people vandalizing something somewhere. But the latter part of it, I agree with Honorable Mate. It's actually unwarranted, and I would call it out of order. But I believe that he still need orientation. Just stop him there, Honorable Speaker, and you will allow the MEC to respond to that first part. Thank you very much.
Honorable Sputuma, we are being guided that part of your member statement is not in order in line with the requirements of the member statement. Do you want to comment before? Yeah.
Yes, I want to comment. My comment is that this is a statement from the member, and it's the member. Then, in terms of Rule 16, yes, yes, that's correct. And in terms of Rule 199, I'm entitled to make this statement. That's correct.
You know, honorable members, we must remember that in line with Rule 199, a member statement cannot be a matter for a debate. So once, honorable member, you raise matters for a debate, then it becomes a difficulty for other members because not only MECs can respond, but other members can debate on the matter. So I'm not sure I can allow you to conclude, but it's something that we'll have to deal with it outside the sitting so that in future you don't experience the same thing. But the concern and complaint of members, it's an important one. We take it that we cannot allow a member, instead of presenting a member statement, come and put a matter for debate because other members will not be given an opportunity to debate the same way with you. Over to you, honorable member. Just conclude.
Thank you very much. I'm going to conclude. One of the most profound outcomes of their work was giving a member of the Mohoto community a renewed sense of dignity and belonging by building a fully furnished house. This act symbolizes the deeper mission of United Africans transformation to change lives through compassion, unity, and sustainable development. Kani mambo.
Chair of Chairs.
Speaker, I thought you tried to give guidance, and I would have imagined that the member would have said thank you. He's continuing on the same line that he was called to order, because he's talking about building a house and all those other things which if we followed that thing, he's still continuing on the line of what we called him to order for. So we asked him just to say, "Ke felelana mo neelela ko kwala, re ndo ra me re ele kwala."
Okay, honorable members, I think it's done. Let's agree that it's done. And I hope we was his first member statement today. And he has heard the comments of the members. So that in the future, I will not be able to accept it in the manner that the member statement is. And it's part of us debating our matters moving forward. Obviously, the MECs will look at only part that is relevant, that they can be able to talk to. But where, if they want to respond to everything, I think they're allowed to do so. The MECs at that time to respond. Can I check honorable members, further member statements? I have Honorable Kidiboni Livia.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of the African National Congress to register our concern about the reports that the bus that killed 43 commuters on the N1 outside Makado on Sunday, the 12th of October 2025, had a total number of 91 passengers on board. As we are moving forward towards the festive period, we want to implore the Department of Transport and Community Safety to put adequate measures in place to ensure heightened road safety operations in the province It is our view that road safety is everybody's responsibility, but government has an added obligation to ensure compliance at all material times. If left unattended, these road fatalities will proliferate and turn our public roads into death zones. I so move, the Honorable the Speaker.
Thank you so much. Are we done, honorable members? Okay. If we are done with member statements, I will now give an opportunity to honorable MECs to respond to the member statements as made by members of the House. Can I note Honorable Matibe is coming? Is there any other one that is coming? Honorable Mate and the leader of government business. Thank you so much in that order. Thank you, Honorable MEC Matibe Chitereke, the MEC for Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism. Over to you, MEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'll just respond on the allocation and payments of pension funds for GNT. We must indicate that the total files that we have for the payments of the pension funds is 1,163. The claims that has been processed between 2022 and 2023 is 787. The files that have been transferred as unclaimed benefits to the unclaimed benefits fund is 376. And the additional processed claims between 2023 and June 2025 is 214. As we speak, we have got 162 unclaimed pension benefits. So I'm sure one of the issues that was raised by the honorable member falls within these 162 unclaimed benefits. We call upon former employees of GNT who have not yet claimed their pension benefits to come to GNT and claim these benefits. We have been tracing these 162 pensioners who are supposed to get their claims, and we are unable to trace them. So we call upon the community to assist us so that all those members that are supposed to get their pension benefits can come and claim those pension benefits. In terms of the allocation that we were given by the legislature and treasury, we appreciate that, and it's the work that we are continuing to assist to make GNT sustainable. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Honorable MEC Matibe Chitereke. Will allow MEC for Department of Community Safety and Transport and Community Safety, Honorable Manana Susana Violet Mate.
Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Chief Whips, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I will start with the issue that was raised by Honorable Subotoma to say the issue of safety of a particular community is also in the hands of that particular community. But with this one, because the people that we are talking about, I think they are your children in that vicinity. They're the ones that are terrorizing you. But I'll take the issue with the Provincial Commissioner. You'll get a report thereof. The issue of the bus that crashed on the 12th of October, which was from PE. When it left PE, it had 69 passengers in a bus that carries 60 passengers. Already it was full to its capacity, and it was already overloaded. But when it crashes, it had 91 passengers. That shows that the driver was picking on the road. The last person was picked around the traffic circle at Makadu, who perished together with those that perished, the number 43, which has risen to 44 now. Because we had, by that time, we had 8 P1s. Those that understand this language will understand the P1s are those that are critical. So now we're left with 5 that are critical. Our prayers are with them to say we don't want one of them to perish again. Let us rest on 44. So as the department, we are still investigating the issue, but already there is a preliminary report that says the bus was speeding, it was overloaded, and again, it lost control. The bus is from Zimbabwe. It has a permit, a trans-border permit, but other things are happening in Zimbabwe. We'll be receiving some other reports from Zimbabwe. But with this one, RTMC will be issuing the final report of what happened after 3 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate. We'll now allow the MEC for Coxstar, who's the leader of government business, Honorable MEC Makamu.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to yourself, Chief Whip and the Deputy Chief Whip, colleagues, MECs, and honorable members. We are here to respond to a member statement in relation to underspending as alleged by honorable member about 67 million from the Department of Education in our province. First, let me indicate that underspending whatever amount is not acceptable to this provincial administration. But it's not factually correct that the Department of Basic Education has underspent about 67 million. Out of the 67 million, only 31 million could not necessarily be approved on the rollover. The rest have been approved to roll over to allow the department to continue with its programs of storm damage schools, but also to handle the issue of infrastructure development, including the pit latrines, which is a program this department is running. So the MEC is accounting, as the honorable member could be able to find it in the report of the department, that it's only 31 million that could not necessarily be underspent. But the MEC will still come to the House and account on the matter. I feel, Honorable Speaker, I must also make a comment on the honorable member in terms of building the houses. I'm not so sure why will building a house in a particular community be brought into this house when everybody has got the responsibility, unless if that person is not able to build his own house and qualifies to be supported within building houses in the province. I could not get a sense, Honorable Speaker, why a building of a house in a particular community should be the business of this house, when in fact, every day wherever we drive, we walk, we are seeing people even building double stories in this province of Limpopo. And we are one of the province, if you can go to state Statistics South Africa, that Limpopo is the highest province with the proper dwelling places in the whole country. So bringing an item of building one house should be a matter of this House, honorable member. I may think we should be able to consider that part that is not necessary to come and inform the House when people are building their own houses, as much as all of us should do that. Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable MEC. Honorable members, we are done with item 4. We will now, Honorable the Chief Whip, the Deputy Chief Whip.
Yeah, point of privilege. Point of privilege, Honorable Speaker. We wanted to put a motion that Honorable Makamu, all these houses that have been built through this arrangement, are they enrolled with NHPRC? The member, I think, must come and tell us. This house. Thank you.
Speaker.
I'm a bit lost because I'm not going to allow the debate. Why are we debating, honorable members? Yeah, I think we will now proceed. I'm not going to allow any other hand. We are proceeding. The final person who spoke was the MEC for Coxton, who was doing his concluding remarks. We have heard you, the Deputy Chief Whip, but unfortunately, I will not allow further engagement on the matter. We'll now proceed in terms of the order paper. We are now at item 5. I've indicated that I'm sitting in terms of Rule 200. I have not received any indication of any MEC that will be doing an executive statement. I will now proceed to item 6, which are the reports. Are there any tabling of the committee reports and other reports and papers, which is yes. 6.1, there is a tabling of 2023-2024 Section 47 report of the performance of municipalities in the province. MEC for Coxton will be tabling that report. MEC.
Speaker, on a point of privilege, while the member is standing closer, these chairs are very uncomfortable. So on a matter of privilege, I want you to investigate that, please, Speaker.
The matter of privilege, the point of privilege, it's out of order. Honorable MEC, you can proceed. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, honorable MEC, you can sit down. We have clapped hands for MEC Rachuni, but the matter resides in the Internal Arrangement Committee. If there's any matter that needs to be raised, I advise members to raise the matter through the Internal Arrangement Committee so that we are able to proceed. Over to you, MEC.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm not so sure I have heard your ruling, but where I'm sitting very comfortably. Maybe it's because of the size of my body. I'm very comfortable with these chairs and want to congratulate. Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, in terms of Local Government Municipal Systems Act, number 32 of 2000, Section 47, subsection 1 says, the MEC for local government must annually compile and submit to the provincial legislature a consolidated report on the performance of municipalities in the province. Section 47, subsection 2 further indicates that the report must include the following: identify municipalities that underperform during the year, propose the remedial action to be taken, and publish in the Provincial Gazette. Madam Speaker, in line with the provision of the above-mentioned legislation, I hereby, as the MEC for local government in the province, table the 2023-2024 report on the performance of municipalities in the province for consideration by this August House. I so move, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder to the report? Oh, no, sorry, I apologize. There is no need for seconder. The 2023-2024 Section 7 report of the performance of municipalities in the province is referred to the Portfolio Committee of Coxton for consideration and report back to the House. What confused me is when the MEC was standing. I forgot that he's supposed to deal with item 6.2. Thank you, MEC. You can proceed. The 6.2 is the tabling of the Financial and Fiscal Commission report on the 2026-2027 submission of the Division of Revenue. It was supposed to be done by the MEC for Provincial Treasury. In his absence, the leader of government business is presenting the report, is tabling the report. Over to you, MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the Financial and Fiscal Commission, I hereby table the 2025-26 annual submission for the Division of Revenue. This is done in compliance with the provision of Section 220, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa and Section 9, subsection 1 of the Intergovernmental Fiscal Relations Act of 1997. I so move, Honorable Speaker, and submit to the House.
Thank you so much. The tabled report of the Financial and Fiscal Commission on the 2026-27 submission of for the Division of Revenue is referred to the Portfolio Committee of Provincial Treasury for consideration and report back to the House. Thank you so much, MEC. We now move in terms of the order paper and the orders of the day to item 7. 7.1 is the consideration and the adoption of the following reports of the Portfolio Committee. The first report is the Portfolio Committee of Health Committee Chair. The committee chair is coming forward. He will be presenting 7.1.1, which is the 2024-2025 annual report for the Department of Health. The chairperson of the committee, Dr. Malevana, you are given the platform. Dr. Malevana, over to you.
Honorable Speaker, and the Premier in absentia, the Chief Whip, the leader of the official opposition, Chair of Chair and your office, Chairperson of portfolio committees and standing committees, members of Executive Council, esteemed members of the Honorable House, and the people of South Africa, in particular the people of Limpopo. Honorable Speaker, I present the report of the Portfolio Committee for consideration and adoption. The report is on 2024-2025 annual report for the financial year, as I said, for consideration and adoption. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Dr. Malivana Chweni, for the presentation of the annual report. Any seconder, honorable members? Honorable Nkonyana?
Ngiyabonga Somlomo othandekayo. Bonga Nkonyane sukuma ngokusekela okuhlongozwe ushepheseni wethu uDr. Malibane ngiyabonga.
Sibonga kakhulu. Will allow the chair to proceed on the item 7.2.1 on the 2025-2026 first quarter report of the Department of Health.
Honorable Speaker, I will stand up the established protocol as was said earlier, and I rise on the report of the Portfolio Committee for consideration and adoption, and the report is on the 2025-2026 first quarter report for consideration and adoption. Thank you.
Any second, honorable members? Honorable Munisi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Mnisi here. I rise to second the presentation of the first quarter report by the chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We shall now refer to the speakers list. I'm told through the Chief Whip that the rules, the programming committee has agreed on the minutes because there are two debates. So which means this 14, 7, 9, 11, and 14. Am I correct? is the correct one. Thank you so much. We shall now proceed. The person who's opening the debate, because the two debates of the annual report and the first quarter report are going to be debated at the same time. We will allow Honorable Bongani Abednego Nkonyana to open the debate. Your 14 minutes starts now.
Don't smile here. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The, the Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Mamrobe Lateboho, the Leader of Government Business, Honorable Makamu, MECs that are here, the Chief Whip, Deputy Chief Whip, and all members of the WIPARI, the Leader of the Opposition, the outgoing Chairperson of the AFF, Honorable Mapolo, MPLs, our guests in the gallery, and ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Speaker, before we move forward, let us bring to awareness the House that this month, October, will be, in fact, it's marked as the Mental Health Awareness Month. And we are bound to have cases of this nature in this House because on the 10th of October, we're celebrating and commemorating and raising awareness about this illness as it engulfs the AFF in the province, because during the month of October, health matters are supposed to be taken very serious, Speaker. The month of October marks Mental Illness Awareness Week, and the 10th of October was a day whereby we commemorated this. During this month of October, we're supposed to implement campaigns and have programs that seek to address this social matter, use social media to raise these illnesses so that people can understand and learn to separate these special cases so that we equally incorporate them into society. The month of October is also designated as a breast cancer awareness month in South Africa. And also, Speaker, on top of that, the country held its first, you'll forgive me when I have to do this one because it's a bit long. It held its first LGBTQIA plus Pride Month on March, not in March, on the 13th of October in 1990. It is an opportunity to raise awareness and provide a space for people to learn about the history of LGBTQIA plus rights. You are covered here, Honorable Mapolo. We must indicate to this August House that we must recognize that the most important component of health system is the community, and ensuring that mechanisms are created for effective community participation, involvement, and control. It is us, as legislators, who must create avenues for the people to feel that they are governing. This could be achieved through building health facilities that are humanly welcoming and communities have a sense of belonging. If that could be done, Honorable Speaker, would instill hope and faith in communities that after their visit, they will go back to their homes being in a state that is better than when they came into the institution. We encourage the department to ensure that challenges in all our facilities are attended to as a matter of urgency. We have since visited various hospitals, and the state in which they are in is unpalatable and will not give hope and faith that is envisaged. We must ensure respect for human rights and accountability to the users of these health facilities and the public at large. But however, Speaker, we commend the department led by the MEC Medic Etseng Mashiko for the unqualified audit opinion in the financial year 2024-2025. However, there are findings that remain stagnant, and we hope that we'll be working very closely with them to ensure that we move towards a positive direction. We recommend that the department must ensure that all these findings are resolved in this financial year. Since the audit opinion remains stagnant, we are raising this stagnation of the audit opinion because we want the department to progress towards a clean audit. Madam Speaker, countrywide, we are confronted with an influx of legal and illegal immigrants who receive treatment in our health facilities, and it poses a serious challenge in servicing both the immigrants and all the people that are indigenous in this province. However, we received the briefing at all hospitals that we have been able to visit, that they are able to provide services for these people, both legal and illegal immigrants. But now the challenge comes wherein they must now bury their loved ones. These people are usually classified as Z, they are dead. But it becomes tough for either the municipality or social development to assist in their burial because most of them, they die without proper documentation and their families usually run away when it's time to identify them. Madam Speaker, we can turn a blind eye on the recent accident that took place in Makadu in the Vembe district, where many of our medicines were found in this accident scene. Thousands and thousands of our different medicines were found by the Department of Transport personnel and SAPS officials that attended to the scene. And clearly, Madam Speaker, these medicines were obtained illegally from our health institution. This is a worrying factor to our hospital security. So now these illegal medicines were accessed from these different health facilities. We call upon the department to ensure that their security companies tighten their measures to ensure our facilities are kept safe. Also, Honorable Speaker, I would like to appreciate the Transport Department personnel and SAPS officials that attended to the scene and made sure that they extract these medicines and put them back to our depot. We received the report that the department was allocated 26 billion during the 2024-2025 financial year. The department was expected to have spent 25% of its budget by the end of the first quarter. However, the overall expenditure was at 27.03%. This implies that the department overspent in Program 1 by 2.9%. Also in Program 8 alone, the department spent about 51.7%. The expenditure was exceeded by 21%, which is above the norm. The committee is concerned by this overspending in Program 8, which is above the norm of 25%. That was supposed to be spent during the first quarter. The department submitted a report detailing why there was such an overspending for both Program 1 and Program 8. During our engagement with the department, we received the report that the new target for HIV positive patients between the ages of 5 and 14 years that were introduced during the fourth quarter of 2024-2025 was not met due to the initiation of HIV positive pregnant women on pre-exposure prophylaxis. Did I spell it correctly, Ms.? Okay. PrEP, ne? Let's use PrEP for ease of reference. The department was still struggling with meeting these targets. The ART adult remaining care rate during the ART adult remain in care rate due to non-adherence to treatment, alcohol abuse, non-disclosure, migration of patients between facilities. Improvement was seen with the target of ART child remaining care following an adopt a child strategy and a review on the loss to follow up of children and linking them back to care. The committee also noted with concern that during the fourth quarter of 2024-2025 financial year, an expenditure on machinery and equipment was at 0%. But this financial year, it is at 123%. Now, the department must submit a report on why there was an overspending on these two aspects. We received the report that the department achieved and exceeded two of its targets set in the first quarter of this financial year due to the availability of resources and implementation of the computerized aided dispatch system. The target for urban ambulances response time was set at 85%. of response within 30 minutes. As such, the department achieved a response rate of 99%. I think we must give them a round of applause, honorable members. For the rural area, ambulances response times were set at 85% of responses within 60 minutes. The department achieved the rate of 95%. The committee was concerned about validity of this achievement as it did not correlate with what was observed while conducting oversight visits to healthcare facilities and EMS facilities. We observed during our engagement with the department that in the province, hospitals such as Mukopane, Chiridzini, Litaba, St. Rita's, Philadelphia, Tawamopo, Vishakeni, Ayani, Mudimule, MDRX, DRTB, specialized services is not given a special attention. The committee noted that only one indicator, which is the patient experience of care savvy, will be regional in the third quarter. The department alluded the fact that the preparations for conducting the survey were ongoing. The committee recommended that must provide the tool used to conduct the survey and report on the performance on a quarterly basis. Madam Speaker, outside what would the outgoing chair of the FF would say, we support that the 2024-2025 annual report and the 2025-2026 first quarter report, both of the Limpopo Department of Health, be adopted as reports of this August House. Madam Speaker, you might ask yourself why emphasis on the outgoing part. Yesterday there was a church service, or on Sunday, with the presence of all leaders, including the president of the FF, and one member of Action SA erroneously said that, no thanks, Madam Speaker.
Okay, you just call problems when you are done. Hi, yeah, you were done. You just invite problems. Thank you so much. We'll now proceed to the next presenter, Honorable Andre Moss. He has got 7 minutes on the debate.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, Honourable Premier, esteemed members of the Executive Council, leaders of opposition parties, and members of this House and guests. Honourable Speaker, once again, the Department of Health comes before this House with an unqualified audit opinion with findings. We've been here before. Every year we are told this is an improvement, yet the truth is the department remains stuck, spending billions while service delivery deteriorates. An unqualified audit with findings is not a clean audit. It's a polite way of saying there are still serious problems. Let's talk about them. The department is sitting with litigation bill of 12.6 billion in medico-legal claims, up from 9.9 billion last year. Chilidzini Hospital alone accounts for 2 billion of these claims. That means money that should be saving lives is being spent on legal settlements. 242 new cases in a single year. That tells us something that is deeply wrong inside our hospitals. Instead of fixing the causes, the department talks about appointing case managers. Honourable Speaker, we don't need case managers. We need competence, discipline, and leadership. Program 2, which is supposed to deliver basic health care to communities, achieved only 51% of its targets while spending 99.9% of its budget. How does a department spend everything but achieve only half of its targets? That is not performance. That is failure dressed up as progress. Meanwhile, the department moved 37 million away from salary to cover other costs, while hospitals are short-staffed. Clinics are running with acting managers, and ambulances stand idle because there are no paramedics to drive them. The launched computer-aided dispatch system in Ladana failed as calls were dropped due to staff shortages. We also cannot ignore the state of infrastructure. The AG found delays everywhere. No penalties for poor contractors, weak oversight, and in some cases, no proof of what money was even spent on. 500,000 rand paid for who knows what at the Lebowa Goma EMS station, while many EMS stations remain non-compliant. Buildings are crumbling before they open, and still no one is held accountable. And then there's the 1.1 billion Rand Veritas digital project, meant to digitize patient files. Instead, it is produced chaos, records mixed up, personal data misplaced, and yet another contract extension. This is not modernization, it's mismanagement. The department brags about an increase in ideal clinic status, but anyone who visits knows the reality. Broken toilets, peeling walls, exhausted nurses, and patients waiting hours for help. The statistics might look better, but the lies behind them tell a different story. This is not a department in recovery, it's a department on life support. Limpopo deserves hospitals that heal, not harm. It deserves management that spends wisely, not recklessly. It deserves leadership that earns trust, not lawsuits. Until the 12.6 billion in negligence claims are reduced, until vacancies are filled, and until irregular expenditure stops, we cannot pretend the system is working. We will not celebrate decline. We demand accountability and recovery. When you pass the tables and targets in these reports, you find a department that's spending money but not solving problems. In the first 3 months of this year, the department spent 27% of its 26 billion budget. That's more than planned, but overspent where it shouldn't, and underperformed where it matters most. Program 8, Health Facility Management, overspent by 57%, yet machinery and equipment spending was zero. That means the buildings are going up faster than the capacity to run them. Oversight visit shows half-built clinics, broken plumbing, and wards still waiting for beds and basic equipment. It's not enough to pour concrete. A hospital is not a building until it heals people. Program 2, District Health Services, remains the weakest link. It carries the weight of frontline care, but has the highest number of vacancies. A recruitment plan was approved back in May 2025, 5 months ago, and we're still hearing that adverts will go out soon. Meanwhile, nurses are doubling shifts, acting managers are burning out, and paramedics are working with no rest days. We can't run a health system on acting positions and empty promises. A plan is not progress until people are hired and patients are helped. The department also missed the revenue target because it's still waiting on payments from the RIF. That excuse is older than this term of office. Every year the RIF delays, and every year there is no plan B. A department that can plan surgery months in advance should be able to plan for cash flow. Now look at the emergency medical services. The report says 99% of urban calls and 95% of rural calls were answered within targeted times. But we've been to those stations. We've seen the parked ambulances with no drivers, radios that don't work, and bases running on a handful of staff, and whom many are inadequately trained. Those numbers are on paper simply don't match the reality on the ground. We must also mention training of nursing students. The department wants to increase nursing students from 150 to 200 this year. Good. But the colleges still don't have the computers or resources promised. You can't expand intake without expanding capacity. Medicine supplies improved at depots and hospitals, but primary care clinics fell short. And those are where ordinary people go first. For TB treatment, chronic medication, childhood vaccines. When a mother walks 10 kilometers to a clinic and hears, come back next week, that failure doesn't show up as a percentage. It shows up as pain. The report shows that the program for health facilities management, there was an overspending of 50% in this project, while the expenditure on machinery and equipment was at 0%. Honorable Speaker, the problem isn't a lack of spending, it's a lack of balance. Overspending in some programs, paralysis in others. That's not performance, that's confusion. Limpopo health system cannot afford another quarter of thrift. The measures of success is not how much we spend. It's whether a patient walks out of hospital alive, cared for, and with dignity. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Moss. I'm not sure from the DA, Honorable Small, you can now take the podium. Your 9 minutes starts now.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, Honourable MECs, colleagues in this House, and various departmental officials. I'm representing Honourable Wilson on this behalf. The onwards and forwards issue within the department has various allocations that one needs to evaluate. While these results of the 24-25 annual report stayed stagnant on an unqualified audit, there were merit of findings and matters of emphasis. These are the most concerning to the Portfolio Committee. The department is a defendant in multiple lawsuits in relation to the medico legal claims, up by 9.9 billion rand from the previous financial year. Claims against the department are now over a staggering 12.5 billion rand, and there were 242 new cases reported in the financial year, the highest being at the Tsiledzini Hospital, which claimed 2 billion rand alone at this facility. It is also a facility that is now being monitored by the Human Rights Commission. 18 million rand was paid out in claims in the recent financial year and in the current 36 million rand prior. There are monies that could have been paid for salaries or for nurses or for doctors or for the upgrade of various hospitals and supplied vital machinery to the various hospitals that are in dire need within our province. While we accept that there is a current trend of lawyers using victims to submit illegal claims, the facts simply do not change. Millions are being paid out in lost claims, and recent oversights to various hospitals makes it clear that many claims are genuine and not going to be defendable. The reason why Tsiledzini Hospital should be under the microscope of this department. While we accept that there is a current, vacancies vary between 50 and 65% in some areas and hospitals. There is simply no way that any facility practicing health under these kind of figures are functional, offer good quality of healthcare, or speedy medical care in critical instances. It is not shocking, it is criminal. The Bill of Rights gives our people the right to quality healthcare and fair labor practices. Clearly, in these hospitals, where the vacancy rate sits at 50%, they simply do not exist. The Auditor General reported that material impairment amounts to 790 million rand was provided for because of irrecoverable debtors. The committee noted that this amount has increased from last year's 687 million rand. The question must be how and why, and what are we doing as a department to hold those accountable, responsible for this increasement. Irregular expenditure of 128 million rand was incurred due to the departments not following proper tender processes. The main contributors to irregular expenditure were reported supply and delivery of fire tube boiler coal, supply and delivery of linen alone. Clearly, officials are practicing outside the regulations of the PFMA, which itself is irregular and unacceptable. The questions are, who are these responsible officials? What actions have the department taken against them? And what has been done to ensure such strategies do not happen again? We ask this year that these issues must be dealt with by the MEC. With regards to the realization of the ideal hospital, the AG audited Tsiledzini Hospital, and some of the findings included non-compliance with record storage, archives, infrastructure safety, hazards, inadequate human resources. It was further noted that 5 of the 30 district hospitals and 2 out of 5 regional hospitals attained the ideal hospital status. On infrastructure projects, the AG reported the following: project delays and department did not impose penalties, inadequate monitoring and oversight by departmental officials, contract entered into did not include the form of scrutiny and retention, and no action was taken on safety and hazards that were identified. Penalties must be administrated and project planning properly prepared for. The department must accept that they cannot be implementing agents which require skills and do all the projects. The 1 million rand per day digital Veritas saga has raised red flags within the AG. It was reported that there was poor scanning and indexing of records whereby some of the scanned documents were mixed with other patients' information. Some scanned files and information that was not related to the indexed patients, and some of the patient files contained non-patient related records such as HR. Furthermore, there was no proper registering of recording of files that were collected from the facilities, and the impracticality to pre-sort these files due to historic record keeping challenges was cited as the reason. Honourable Speaker, we can go on about the failures of the Department of Health indefinitely. However, one has to visit these hospitals and clinics to see for themselves the ongoing disasters of health. The good story to tell is the Limpopo Central Hospital here in Peter Mokaba Stadium that is due to set the, if all goes well, should open their doors towards the end of 2026. This is a hospital that should also become an academic hospital and should run its services together with the various universities within the region. And I do believe it is a hospital that may and can, if run appropriately and efficiently, can provide world-class services to the much-needed people of Limpopo. There are nearly 5.7 million people that access our services on a regular basis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member. We'll now allow Honorable Matumi Jacob Libo to take the debate.
Honorable Speaker, Ratamishe Baweng Kamontlonye, Ratamishe Magoshi a rena mo Limpopo, Kudu Bogoshi Gabo Molato wa boraro ka mo moletši le ditšhweni mo la bahanana re re madume ke a bua gape re lotšhe ka ge re bolela ka tša maphelo re lotšhe mangaka ka moka mo Limpopo a setšo le mathwasane ka moka re re ntwa ya gore le tle le kgone go tsena ka mo maokelong le thuše balwetši re tlo e lwa re tlo e wina le kgone go phološa batho ba borena thobela MEC le a e tseba kere jalo re eme fa ke taba tša holistic medical care le ka no se di kwešiše lena ba bangwe di nyaka le thola dipampiri gabotse gore di sepela jwang jalo go na le taba ya Great North Transport ye ba e boletše mmo re kgopela di-ambulance di ya di thuša bagekolo le bagalabe bale ba yang ba toitoya mola premier's office le mafelong a mangwe ba lola di-pension tša bona MEC wa Social Development le ska ba le ditlhong tša go ba fa tša go ja ka gore taba tša gona a di sepetšane le tšentše ba di bolela mo batho ba le ba borena ba tlaišega re tlo di follow up and re a tshepa gore le na le capacity ya go ka thuša bogoko le boragolo ba le ba rena. Honorable Speaker, the department obtained unqualified audit opinion with findings during the period under review. And it's a clear stagnation from the audit opinion received since period 2023. And this becomes worrisome in terms of how the department is not improving with regard to audits. If you check, Honorable Speaker, the litigation bill is now at 12.6 billion, moving from 9.6 billion. That's a lot of money which can actually change the healthcare in the province. And we need serious intervention in that regard because if we don't give it attention and put a stop to it, it is going to be 100 billion very soon. And this province won't afford to manage dealing with such. It is unfortunate and regrettable, Honorable Speaker, that the litigation bill now has accumulated additional 242 cases reported only in the current financial year. So it means the problem is continuing. We demand an immediate skills audit, Honorable Speaker, of all medical professionals in the province of Limpopo, with high priority being given to those hospitals which are prone to giving us problems of medical legal bills. Because we may find that we are harboring people who are not qualified to be doctors and nurses. We just assume by virtue of them being in the hospitals, they qualify. Or perhaps are we having a fatigue in the medical industry? Is the shortage of medical equipment a serious contributor to this problem of medical legal bills? We need to zoom into that space, and we need a report as the EFF in this regard within the next few months. That will help to determine the absolute and actual crisis MEC. Again, this reflects on poor governance and weak leadership in the department, which we have been concerned over a period of time. Honorable MEC, you need to intensify your oversight efforts, and we humbly submit to you that take along a report that speaks about NHI status. You will see that the report which you were given contradicts the reality on the ground. Because those indicators, sometimes we even ask ourselves if the equipment rotate in hospitals to make sure that they reach ideal status or what is happening, because we go there physically and we find something different. Failure to do so, MEC, that will reflect negatively on your leadership. Please make sure that you take that report and any other report to zoom into that space. Honorable Speaker, there is Chelezeni Hospital in this province of Limpopo, which is a biggest contributor in terms of the medical legal bills. And Ange Vendabako Deva Chelezeni Hospital is known as the Hospital of Kombo Nalufu. Because if you go there, chances of going back home are very slim. If you go back home, there's going to be some medical negligence cases, a lot of errors on your body from the medical professionals there. So we can't leave it unattended to. On the project of doing the skills audit and verifying everything, please prioritize Chelezeni and include checking if they have necessary equipments to deal with these issues of healthcare. Honorable Speaker, the dysfunctional hospital is amongst the most generating the claims. Only in Chelezeni, they have around 2 billion in terms of the medical legal bills. And it can't be left attended. Everything must be turned around to make sure that we fix the bad things that are happening in that hospital. We have been appealing to the province to explore the possibilities of embarking on a medical insurance for medical personnel, which the hospitals, in particular the department, can contribute, and they also contribute because they are being paid. Some of the people who are part of making the bill to grow have their practices elsewhere. And you will never find in a single day that in their practices they've experienced a medical legal case. But when they do that double shifting in our institutions, we are actually subjected to this problem which is growing. So that space must be attended to, Honorable MEC, as a matter of agency. And it will definitely reduce the medical legal bill if it's no longer the responsibility of the state. The EFF is concerned about the expenditure, irregular expenditure of 128 million, which was incurred, due to the department not following proper tender processes. The failure to follow processes, Honorable Speaker, to us is deliberate, and it opens a window for corruption and collusion between officials, politicians, and contractors. We need a detailed report in terms of consequence management, in terms of those who flouted the PFMA and Treasury regulations. Such a report must include individual perpetrators and the actions which have been taken on them. We don't want stories like, no, we deducted for a month and what, and people go back to the same position to commit the same errors. Honorable Speaker, the issue of Luwahomi EMS is the biggest problem. And we know that there are no penalties imposed on the contractor who was terminated. And we want to check when last did the infrastructure division of the department do oversight on such projects. Similar projects are in various hospitals, and we need a report in that regard. And the contractors will continue not performing because there are no penalties, MEC. You need to impose penalties, blacklist people, and make the information available to the public so that anyone in future knows that the department is not playful. Honorable Speaker, we are concerned about the vacancy of health professionals in Limpopo and the turnover rate. That in particular includes of specialists, doctors, paramedics, nurses, and allied professionals. It remains very high. How do you envisage to provide primary health care to citizens when you can't fill vacancies? Because it's human beings who must help in that regard. We still repeat our call, Honorable Speaker, that those who are acting in the Department of Health and those who have been acting, they must be paid for acting allowance because most of those posts are funded posts and people have been abused and subjected to too much acting without compensation. And we want a report in that regard as to who is affected and what has been done to deal with that. And such a matter must be backdated because people have been overworking themselves. The mandate of the department is to provide quality, accessible, comprehensive, and affordable healthcare services to the people of Limpopo. And how is this going to happen when we fail to satisfy the personnel and to add additional personnel to solve this problem? It defeats the entire logic and brings confusion to citizens. Honorable Speaker, we cannot get an explanation why the targets on revenue collections are not being met. And these excuses about road accident funds not paying this and that, there must be mechanisms to go collect the departmental money so that it can service the people of Limpopo. We don't want any other excuse next time. We want to be told this is what was collected, whether it's RAF or any medical aid and so forth. Because when it comes to ordinary people, the department does not hesitate to even refuse to help people who don't have that admin fee to release a file. Sometimes we do call the MEC that a person in the hospital, bamutima file, bamutima attention because ana ditsokwane. But then you have these big entities which are not being chased, and please deal with that. It is evident that the culture of not meeting the targets in the departments is something which is a norm. It's deeply entrenched to a point that they no longer see it as a problem. And you need to turn things around, MEC, so that you whip on whoever is failing. You can't have continuous excuses on issues which can be resolved. Can we also get a progress with regard to the approval of 200 students intakes who are going to do diploma in nursing for this for the academic year 2026 and the delivery of desktops? And we want to check confirmation of accreditation, which courses or modules are accredited in our campuses, be it for EMS or for nursing. That is very important. And we need you to go aggressive in terms of recruitment because most of your people are going on pension. It is time to translate commitments into actions because this is the only way to inspire confidence to the people of Limpopo who already are fed up about lack of services. And we want to check, Honorable Speaker, how many employees in the department have benefited in a form of skills transfer on this project of migrating information electronically. That is very important. We need a list of people who were taught or who were trained for that specific process so that in case these other ones whom you have extended their contracts are leaving, we know that the work will continue. Please furnish us with the list of people and where they are deployed so that we can check and pilot it with them because it seems there's a lot of work and also meet the Department of Sports to prioritize disposing of, I'm left with a minute. And thanks very much. We are going to visit the ambulance call center. We are getting a lot of calls that it has collapsed, but we'll go there physically. I'm just warning you. Ordinarily, we don't have to, but I want to go with you so that we experience what people are experiencing. You must clap hands when I'm done, MEC. Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. Please, honorable members, let's watch the time on the screen so that we're able to manage time ourselves. We'll now proceed to allow Dr. Malivana Chweni William to come and close the debate.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. And may I observe protocol as it is established. Today, Honorable Speaker, I stand before you as a representative of Health Portfolio Committee to present the financial performance of the Limpopo Department of Health for annual report 2024-2025 and the first quarter report for 2025-2026. As I start, Honorable Speaker, I want to remind honorable members and the people of Limpopo that the African National Congress healthcare policy is aiming to provide access to quality healthcare for all South Africans. And its objectives include improving healthcare infrastructure, increasing access to healthcare services, and enhancing the quality of care. These objectives are in line with the ANC manifesto, which prioritizes the well-being of the people. With regard to the annual report in a nutshell, the department has achieved 63% of its planned target, as well as spending 99% of its budget. A number of the department's projects have been achieved, except services at district, central, and provincial level where there are challenges and could not meet all the target. 43% of infrastructure projects were completed in 2025. However, there are findings that we needed to acknowledge, including challenges that we needed to put before this House. And in advance saying they are resolvable, and it's true that the MEC is called upon to deal with them, to give progress and healthcare facilities to the people of Limpopo. First, we needed to acknowledge that the department have obtained an unqualified audit opinion for the 2024-2025 financial year. It is important that we acknowledge that as members of this House for a number of reasons. That the department is transparent and is committed to good governance, and the Auditor General was able to see everything from above, from below, and so on and so on, was able to give an opinion. It's important that we do that. As the Auditor General as well have identified some challenges that are very important that we needed to do. The Auditor General did not confuse all its performance in terms of the practical application of what the department is doing on the ground and the audit opinion. It is very clear and it's open for everyone to see. Performance information reporting, program 2 and 4 has improved from previous years, leading to both programs being unqualified as well. But there is contingency liability from medical legal claims that remain a challenge, with litigation bill that is at around 12.6 million, and that is an increase from the 2023-2024. There is also an alarm that is raised by the Auditor General with regard to irregular expenditure of 128 million related to coal and linen supply and delivery of tenders. That the recommendation is made that there must be consequences where individuals have been found to have transgressed the rules and regulations. There is high vacancy rates for health professionals, but there is also a high turnover rate that remain extremely high, that the department should be able to scientifically see how can they incentivize some important professionals that are leaving the department while they are employing in the other side, or in all categories. There are challenges with regard to HIV and AIDS and TB targets, and we understand that the problem is the people that are moving or that they cannot be found, but it's important that the department should pay attention to this. The target for all clinics to meet ideal clinic status was not reached, but there was a 19% increase for the reported period. We are calling on the department to maintain the status of clinics because it's going up and down. This year they are in this particular percentage, the other year they are in this percentage. And therefore it's important that we do not work to satisfy those who come and measure us, but we maintain it on ourselves, Honorable MEC, so that we are able to meet that in line with what we intended to do with regard to the clinic and the totality of the healthcare services. The following are the recommendation with regard to the annual report, that the department must submit report of medical legal costs that is incurred and plans to address increasing litigation bill, and a list of hospitals that are responsible. That consequence management must be applied to officials responsible for irregular expenditure at all times wherever they are found. That the department must prioritize filling of vacant posts, especially key positions like hospital CEO and clinic operational manager. The terms of reference for the new contractual agreement with regard to Veritas Digital must be submitted to the portfolio committee. And I must say here, Honorable MEC, that this Veritas Digital is not in line with what the Premier said, Lodi change it. And that was important as it brings stain to the department. It must be dealt with, or an attention must be paid to this, because it has its life that had ended and now it is being extended. It's important that contract management and people who are responsible do their work. A report on goods and services benefited from the 37.2 million shifted from compensation of employee must be submitted to the portfolio committee. This was identified by the Auditor General, as you know, Honorable MEC. The department must submit a report on how it plans to ensure healthcare facilities are clean. It is unusual that portfolio will talk about cleanliness, but we are forced, Honorable MEC, because what we have seen in a number of healthcare facilities where there's no people who are supposed to clean. Quality improvement plans at clinics that obtained ideal clinic status must be monitored and a report be submitted on a quarterly basis. We need to maintain that status for the purpose of making sure that we achieve what is coming with regard to NHI. There are specific comments that we need to make about infrastructure projects in Program 8. The department must implement the following recommendation from Auditor General. Implement corrective measures to prevent project delays. Apply contract clauses to impose penalties on poor performing contractors. And improve project management. That it seems it is within the department that we are unable to manage the people that are contracted to us. Ensure adequate internal control measures. Include a form of security or retention in those contracts. Develop and follow a proper maintenance plan for a number of your buildings. With regard to the first quarter, quickly, there are the following that we need to happen. That the department must give progress on quarterly basis on the following: the audit action plan implementation, significant uncertainty caused by medical negligence and progress on the use of private attorneys, filling of vacant posts and acting positions, procurement of health information system, because we were made to think earlier that the Verisat Digital will help us, but unfortunately, it's just a cost issue. It does not assist the health department in the current form. Education and training in nursing and EMS, as you know, that we have identified a number of challenges, but at the core of that is the basic things that must happen, meaning to establish them properly and make sure that we train the nurses and EMS personnel. Progress on the construction of the Limpopo Academic Hospital, we also needed to pay attention as the health portfolio committee. We know that there is a portfolio that is doing that. We needed report just to be assured and not to be told in the last minute about problems that are there. Activities regards national health insurance, that we think although all your activities related to that, but we need a focused way where we can get report and get certainty that the department is doing something, as you know that as you do your work in this regard in a focused way, then it attracts more finance from the national department. That is very much important that we do. I can repeat again, matters of health, facility cleanness that we have observed, and for now we will pay attention to. We wish that before we go there, we will find the department having done something before we can meet them. But Honorable Speaker, I want to dedicate our health portfolio report to the dedicated workers and personnel in the Department of Health. We are saying to them, your tireless passion and compassion have been the driving force behind the delivery of quality healthcare service to the people of Limpopo, and your selfless commitment to improving the health and the well-being of our communities is truly commendable, and we acknowledge your hard work and dedication. May this report serve as a testament to your unwavering commitment to the health and well-being of our people that we serve, and also call on the leadership of the department to come to the party and meet this very focused and passionate and compassionate employees that are doing their work every day without fear and favor, even if sometimes there are shortage of staff. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the Portfolio Committee of Health, after consideration and scrutinizing the 2024-2025 annual report of the department, moves that the report be adopted as the report of this Honorable House, as well as the first quarter report for 2025-2026 of the Department of Health, and I so move accordingly, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair of the committee. We shall now allow the Honorable MEC Me Mashego, the MEC of Health, Honorable Dieketse Mashego, to respond to the debate.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to the Deputy Speaker, the Chief Whip, Deputy Chief Whip, and the Whipari, MECs, and all honorable members who are present here today. and the portfolio committee chair, and all portfolio committee members. Firstly, let's appreciate the reports and also appreciate what the committee is doing in playing the oversight. We'll go straight in responding some of the questions that were posed during the debate, Honorable Speaker. Let me start by the concern of the overspending on Program 1 and Program 8. Honorable Speaker, we have a challenge of accruals in the Department of Health. So each and every financial year, when it starts, you'd see the first quarter will be overspending because we start by paying off accruals and payables that were carried over from the previous financial year. That is the explanation that you see that some of these programs are high is because we were paying. We will not be able to continue getting what we need from our providers if we do not pay for them. So that is the reason. And in terms of the issue of the EMS response time, we are saying with the computer-aided dispatch system, we are able to see exactly the times because the app shows when the call is being logged and when we dispatch. So the information that we are providing is accurate because it is something that is being captured by the system itself. And in terms of the ideal clinic status, not talking to what is found in the clinics, it's different when you use our clinics on a daily basis than when you go once, maybe when you are passing by or when you hear a complaint once. Complaints are there, but ideal clinic status shows the improvement that we are making in our clinics. And Tina, because we always go there and we always communicate with our people, we know that where there are improvements, they are also appreciating to say, we had complained about this, but now because you have come as the department in to intervene, we are seeing changes. So we are saying there are progress that have been made in our clinics, and we will continue to ensure that we keep on improving up until we reach where we want to reach, honorable members. The issue that there's a recruitment plan, but we keep on saying adverts are coming, Honorable Moss, I think you should start checking our departmental social media platforms. We are advertising. We are not saying we are going to advertise and not advertise. We are advertising, and we are not only advertising, we are advertising and appointing. So if you can even go and check now, you'll see that there is the latest circular 46, where we are advertising lots and lots of posts because we agree that there is shortage in our facilities because we are in a department where most of the people are retiring. So on a daily basis, we have retirements. That's why as the department, we have put measures in place that every quarter we will be advertising. There are many posts that are there which would also address the issue of acting in our facilities. You check the positions of accountability, talking about your operational managers, your CEOs, and so forth, are being advertised on the latest circular. And we will also be appointing, and we will ensure that we continue for transparency to have an induction publicly and welcome our new recruits so that even the communities can see that the department is not just sitting, but we are ensuring that we appoint so that we empower our facilities. On the issue of the audit outcomes that we are stagnant and there are no improvements, it's not true that there are no improvements. We have received an unqualified audit opinion again, and we have improved because we have reduced the findings. And this time, even on information performance, we have also achieved unqualified, which is for the first time. So I think as the Department of Health, we should be applauded by this legislature that indeed we are improving on the department. We are working on ensuring that we deal with the medico-legal cases that we are faced with, because indeed they are stealing from the service delivery money that we have. That is why we are strengthening the issue of consequence management, of a clinical governance workshop, and also we are now looking into having our own panel of attorneys, where we know that we'll be having dedicated attorneys who are looking into these cases and ensuring that we defend and win, because some of these cases are not even real. It's just lawyers who are playing with us to ensure that they steal from the public. The issue of the call center, honorable members are welcome to visit the call center, because with that call center, it is there to ensure that we improve our response in terms of emergency medical services. And also we are saying with the issue of the Libuahomu EMS Center, we are working very hard with the Department of Public Works to ensure that we complete that project and we are able to utilize it. And we are saying we, as the department, are led to inform this House that we have just received an additional funding from national, where the minister had once pronounced that we'll be having additional funding to appoint more health professionals to also assist us in reducing the accruals and also to implement the court order that we had for our community health workers. So we are happy to say the additional funding is finally here, and we will be able to continue working very hard to ensure that those improvements are happening. And I repeat, Honorable Speaker, that the Department of Health in this province is a department that is improving. We are not on ICU, we are improving, and improvements are being seen by our communities, and they will also continue to see the changes that we are making, and also our communities will enjoy the fruits of what we are busy soaring as the department. Thank you very much for the support of the committee, the portfolio committee, and also honorable members. And let us all ensure that we work hard to improve the state of our facilities. Where we are, where we see there's a problem, we communicate with the MEC, we communicate with whoever who will be able to assist that. We'll be doing that to ensure that our communities get the services that they deserve. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Re a leboga, Honorable MEC Mashego. I must remind the MECs that you'll remember that normally if it's one debate, according to programming, you are given 3 minutes, but today you are given 5 minutes because it's 2 debates. So I'm just saying, I'm reminding honorable MECs that are still coming that you must stick to your time frame so that we don't go beyond the time allocated. We'll now proceed to item 7.3. Item 7.3 is the consideration and adoption of the report of the Portfolio Committee of the Department of Transport and Community Safety. Committee Chair, Honorable Kiriboni Lebeya, please come and present the reports accordingly. While she's still coming, she will start with 7.3.1. The 7.3.1 is the 2024-2025 annual report of the Department of Transport and Community Safety. Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Dr. Speaker. I rise for consideration and adoption in this August House the following report on the Portfolio Committee on Transport and Community Safety 2024-25 annual report. I move accordingly.
Thank you so much. Any seconder, honorable members? Honorable Mantata Mahasel.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Speaker. Ni malawani la ku seketela leswi swi nga vulavuliwa hi Honorable Kidiboni na Kent.
Inko. Ikensa swinene. Honorable Kidiboni will move to the next report, which is 7.3.2, 2024-2025 annual report, Gateway Airport Authority Limited.
Thank you very much again, the Honorable Dr. Speaker. I rise for consideration and adoption 2024-25 annual report of the entity Gateway Airport Authority Limited. I move accordingly.
Thank you so much. Any seconder? Honorable Mdaka.
Na khensa manana Dr. Speaker, mina Falaza Mdaka ni mala ku sekretary leswi boxiweke hi Hubyankulu vona manana Libya. Na khensa.
Thank you so much, Honorable the Chair. 7.4, which is the consideration of the adoption of the following reports of the Portfolio Committee of Transport and Community Safety 7.4.1, 2025-2026 first quarter report, Department of Transport and Community Safety. Over to you, Honorable Dlibeya.
Thank you again, Honorable Dr. Speaker. I rise for consideration and adoption the 2025-26 first quarter report of the Department of Transport and Community Safety. I move accordingly.
Any seconder, honorable members? Honorable Moss.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I, Andre Bos, rise to second the report as presented by the Honorable Dlibeya.
Thank you so much, Honorable Dlibeya. You are on 7.4.2, 25-26 first quarter report, Gateway Airport Authority Limited.
Thank you again, the Speaker. Lastly, I rise for consideration and adoption the 2025-26 first quarter report of the entity Gateway Airport Authority.
Any second, honorable members? Honorable Medeli Machomani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the report as presented by the chairperson. Thank you.
Honorable members, we shall now refer to the speakers list. The speakers list, the person who's opening the debate is Honorable Mangwana Christina Mohale.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to yourself, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Metebo Mamrovela, the Chief Whip and members of the WIPARI, the Leader of Government Business and other members of the Executive Council, and ladies and gentlemen. Before I proceed with the reports of the Department of Transport and Community Safety and its entity, the Gateway Airports Authority Limited, GAL, allow me to express our heartfelt condolences to the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives in the tragic accidents that have recently occurred on our roads. The first of these devastating incidents took place on Sunday, September 21st, on the R81 road near Hasohopo. This heartbreaking accident claimed the lives of 13 people. The victims, mostly women, returning from a church service, were traveling in a minibus taxi that became trapped and crashed between two heavy trucks in a horrific multi-vehicle collision. The second tragedy occurred on Sunday, October the 12th, on the N1 road near Louis Richard. This accident resulted in the loss of 43 lives and left dozens more injured. The bus involved is believed to have been traveling from the Beira in the Eastern Cape to Harare, Zimbabwe, carrying passengers from Zimbabwe, Malawi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Madam Speaker, as the committee, we urge all motorists to adhere strictly to the rules of the road. We also call upon our traffic enforcement officers and road safety authorities to intensify their efforts in enforcing road regulations and ensuring safer roads for all. These tragic incidents are painful reminders of the urgent need for heightened road safety awareness and stricter enforcement to prevent such loss of life in the future. As the committee, we applaud the department for achieving a clean audit opinion for the financial year under review. This is commendable accomplishment, and we encourage the department to maintain this high standard of financial management and good governance going forward. Furthermore, we note the appreciation that the department successfully achieved all its planned targets for the first quarter of the current financial year. This is a clear indication that the department is moving in the right direction and remains committed to delivering on its mandate. We commend the department for the revenue collection, which demonstrates that all systems contributing to it need to be enhanced and maintained. Madam Speaker, while it is often said that we should not praise a fish for swimming, it is equally important to give credit where it is due. The department deserves recognition for these achievements, and we trust that this level of performance will be sustained and even improved upon the coming quarters. Madam Speaker, under Program 1, which is administration, and the department exceeded its planned employment equity target for people with disabilities. The planned target for the 2024-25 financial year was set at 2%. However, the department reported an actual achievement of 6%. This is in line with the ANC manifesto to promote and monitor employment equity to ensure that Black people, women, and persons with disabilities are represented in the public and private sectors, in the professions and artisanal sectors towards the growth of a vibrant, non-racial and non-sexist middle strata critical to national development. Madam Speaker, the department is still facing the challenge of getting all required categories of employees in disclosing their financial interest. The challenge is still recurring from the past financial year. Corrective actions have been taken against such employees. Madam Speaker, to regulate and facilitate the provision of integrated transport services through coordination and cooperation with national planning authorities, CBOs, NGOs, and the private sector to enhance the mobility of all communities, particularly those currently without or with limited access. The department has rationalized 26 existing bus contracts into 9 consolidated agreements. These new contracts officially commenced in April 2025. These agreements deliver even more kilometers of subsidized bus services, including the introduction of routes in previously disadvantaged areas around the province. The department should also develop and implement measures to monitor the new subsidized bus contracts across all districts to ensure effective and efficient public transport access and usage. It is noted that the department conducted various operations to ensure a safe transport environment and reduce road crash fatalities in the previous financial year and last quarter under review. However, the recent rising road fatalities are concerning and unacceptable. There is a need to strengthen various operations to ensure a safe transport environment and reduce road crash fatalities. The operations such as vehicle compliance inspection, speed operations, vehicle weighing, drunk driving, vehicle stop and check, and the pedestrian operation must be strengthened and monitored. As the committee, we believe that the current recruitment of 154 learnership opportunities for traffic officers to be undertaken over a period of 12 months will assist in boosting our road traffic operations and contribute towards addressing the current shortfall of traffic officers on provincial roads. As the committee, we have observed that there is generally a shortage of manpower and resources highlighted across all police stations. Filling up vacancies for retired, deceased, as well as promoted police officials takes longer than anticipated. This put a lot of pressure on the remaining officials. Absenteeism and early retirement by most experienced officials have become prevalent. Vehicle shortage, aging vehicles, and long stays of vehicles at various sub-garages are dominant in all police stations, with the indication that supply chain process at the garage lengthened the time for repairing vehicles. The availability of victim empowerment rooms is also critical and should be looked into as well. Madam Speaker, the department continues to provide funding and strategic oversight to Gateway Airport Authority Limited. Currently, GAL is still not able to generate maximum profit that will sustain itself and not rely on government grant support. The committee has noted that there are still capacity challenges in supply chain management and the process to appoint and fill vacant posts is slow. Madam Speaker, the department has commenced with the recruitment process for a new board. This new leadership, together with the executive management, will have the responsibility of driving the implementation of the turnaround strategy and ensuring GAL becomes a financially sustainable contributor to the province's economy. The board will also ensure that the entity expedite processes to fill remaining vacant posts and further ensure that all appointments are completed. And in conclusion, the entity should ensure that its supply chain processes are beefed up and strengthened with the necessary capacity to execute its responsibilities properly. I thank you.
We want to thank Honorable Mohali for saving us 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Thank you so much, even when she was not looking at the screen. We'll now allow Honorable Sutuma Matsubani jump. Your 7 minutes starts now.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Deputy Speaker, the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, all esteemed members of the Limpopo Legislature for South Africa. Since 2011, the question of the Tondo intermodal has been existing and not enough was done to stop it by the sitting government with all the mandate given to them by the people of this province through their votes. The lack of will to resolve this matter is conspicuous by its silence. This could have been nipped at this bud if the government wanted to do what is right. It is the government's inability to apply consequences management that has allowed this matter to continue for over 13 years, and those responsible for this mess continue with the road as if there is no government. The Mpepu Airport saga is a good example of what will happen when the government relinquishes its responsibility to implement security measures. The province's security intelligence failed to show their intelligence by allowing unauthorized flights to land in Mpepu Airport with glee and without proper control measures. The province has become a free-for-all space for criminals to enter our province without fear of repercussions. One would shudder to think what those aircraft are carrying into our beloved province. With the proliferation of drugs in our province and damage caused to our youth, we shouldn't wait to be told that they find their way into our province through Mpepu Airport. The UAT laments the state we find ourselves where people would even go to the extent as to show contempt to the court decisions to order them to abide by its decisions, as if we are in a banana province without the rule of law. Kanima.
Thank you so much. The honorable member has saved us 5 minutes, 6 seconds. We'll allow Honorable Moss and Remorse. You are 7 minutes. Yeah. You are 7 minutes. I was allowing you to arrive at the podium. Your 7 minutes starts now.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, Honorable Premier, leaders of opposition parties and members of this House and guests. The Freedom Front Plus stands in this House today not to echo praise, but to demand progress. A clean audit is not a synonym for success. Financial statements may balance, but the lives of our citizens... But our citizens remain out of balance when roads crumble. Buses fail to arrive and provincial assets like the Polokwane International Airport operate far below its potential. The Department of Transport and Community Safety spent 2.5 billion of its 2.59 billion budget, yet left 75 million unspent. Those are not savings, they are missed opportunities. That 75 million rand could have tarred dangerous stretches like the R510 between Northam and Tabazimbi, when collisions continue to claim lives of repaired police vehicles sitting idle at garages. We commend the reported 9.6% reduction in road fatalities, but statistics cannot console the families who bury loved ones because scholar transport is still unsafe, because overloading is still ignored, and because enforcement is still inconsistent. Law enforcement cannot be seasonal and decline due to weather conditions. It must be relentless. We also cannot ignore the silence around the GNT's failure to operate all contracted routes. Rural commuters remain stranded. School children walk kilometers to class, and the poor pay the price for administrative complacency. Limpopo's transport system must move people, not just paper. Now to GOAL. The Gateway Airport Authority Limited. The entity received 114 million and underspent by 16 million. It failed to meet the most of its performance targets, including its own revenue goals. Out of 6 administrative indicators, only 2 were achieved. Out of 7 business development indicators, only 1. Even the aerodrome category 7 license, which was downgraded for a month because firefighting equipment was unserviceable. This is not a strategic delay, it's a systemic neglect. An airport cannot be marketed as an international while the runway is barely operational and the perimeter fence still unfinished. Limpopo cannot claim to be open for business when its gateway is half functional and reliant on government grants year after year. A market strategy should be put in place to achieve profitability, and the entity should ensure acceptable financial management. A clean audit means nothing when communities live amid potholes, when buses stand still, and when our transport airport sleeps while the province waits to take off. The Freedom Front Plus cannot applaud neat accounting when our province is running on worn tires and fear. The department may have spent every cent of its 575 million quarterly allocation, but the question remains, what did Limpopo citizens receive in return? Our roads are still a danger zone. Communities from Waterberg to Wemby drive daily on crumbling shoulders, dodging potholes that no spreadsheet can fill. The department boasts of meeting all its indicators, yet 199 subsidized bus routes remain inactive. The people who rely on public transport don't care about indicators. They care that their children can get to school safely and on time. Let us speak honestly about community safety. Limpopo cannot be safe when police vehicles stand in garages waiting for parts, when community safety forums exist on paper but not on the streets, and when victims of crime arrive at the police station that have no functional victim empowerment rooms. The report itself admits that aging and ill officials and vacant posts in districts like Wemby have weakened operations. How is it possible that the number of road safety awareness intervention has failed to reach the target due to a shortage of staff due to illness and aging of officials? This clearly demonstrates poor planning, which should have been easily preventing. Crime prevention cannot rest on overworked and under-resourced staff. The Freedom Front Plus calls for a safety system that actually reaches communities, not another set of plans and resolutions filed away in committee minutes. The department must partner meaningful with the SAPs, CPF structures, and local municipalities to ensure visible policing, rural patrols, and real community protection, not photo opportunities. And then there is GOAL, our supposed symbol of connectivity. Yet instead of flying higher, it continues to glide in circles. In its first quarter, GOAL underspent 1.6 million, failed to complete key projects, and kept its most basic assets, from billboards to aircraft simulators, grounded. The entity has no suitable marketing strategy which secured profitability and competitiveness. Even the committee now demands that GOAL appear again to explain itself. This is no longer a turnaround strategy, it's a permanent holding pattern. Honourable Speaker, in conclusion, the Freedom Front Plus demands accountability, not in reports but in results. We call for the filling of all vacant posts in law enforcement and goal management, for the recovery of outstanding municipal debts owed by the department, and for visible improvements in the safety and mobility of our people. A government that balances books fails to protect lives has lost its moral compass. Limpopo deserves roads that are safe, communities that feel secure, and an airport that earns its name as a gateway, not a gatekeeper of failure. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Andre Moss. The 58 seconds are important. We'll now proceed to the next speaker, Honorable El Marie. Your 9 minutes starts now.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The Premier in her absence, all our MECs that is present, especially our MEC for Transport and Community Safety, all the other members of this House, and also our guests that are here to listen to us. Thank you very much. The Department remains central in discharging its constitutional mandate to provide safe, efficient, affordable, accessible and reliable transport infrastructure and systems throughout the province. The Department of Transport and Community Safety was allocated a total budget of 2.5 billion for the 24-25 financial year, with a total under expenditure of 75 million. If we look at the current carnage on our roads, then this underspending is something we can ill afford. But the first quarter shows a commendable improvement, but unfortunately it didn't stop the carnage on our roads. The department continued positive improvement in revenue collection. Very well done, MEC. I think we are the best department as far as that is concerned. Very well done. We are concerned with the high number of accidents in which many people lost their lives. This is a danger sign, especially if we are looking that we are now coming up to the festive season. During the 2024 festive season, Limpopo recorded 16 fatalities, an increase of 8.79% compared to the previous year. The run-up to the festive season was deadly for Limpopo road users. I'm speaking of this year. And may we use this opportunity to express our sincere condolences to the family, friends, and the communities of the deceased. And may I remind this House of the following. In September, there was this horrific taxi accident on the R81, where a minibus taxi was crashed between two heavy trucks, killing 13 people. That must have been absolutely a disaster. 12 October, bus disaster, 44 people dead. 17 October, tragic accident claimed 1 life and left 2 injured when a minibus taxi, a sedan and a truck collided on the R36. Sunday, 19 October, 6 people who lost their lives in a horror crash on the R524 road outside Thohoyandou in the Wembe district. It seems to me that human factors remain the largest contributor to road fatalities, as we know that overspeeding is a very important factor, followed by road and environmental factors and vehicle factors. All 3 factors must be effectively managed to decrease the deaths on our roads and the injuries to our people. The purpose of the sub-program law enforcement is to maintain law and order for all modes of transport by providing quality law enforcement services as stipulated by relevant legislation. But this is hardly possible as vital resources such as the Mampakale Bridge is still not operational. Now I understand it's not our department that must build that, but I think we must put pressure so that it can be built, especially because so many heavy vehicles travel on that road north. This must impact negatively on the ability of the department to be proactive and efficient. During the quarter under review, the department conduct various operations, and that include vehicle compliance inspections, vehicle stop and check, etc. And it's greatly commendable to know that all targets for the quarter under review has been met. The problem is that it seems to be really ineffective in the light of the many disastrous accidents in the past few months. If you take the bus, how is it possible that that bus could travel from Gauteng right through our province, never been stopped? And if it was stopped, why did it carry on? How is it possible that this accident could happen? It seems as if the department does the right things, ticks all the boxes, but the actual service is ineffective. Overloading of vehicles, roadworthiness of vehicles, driver fatigue, quality and training of drivers, and driver behavior seems to overtake any effort by the department. We are not winning, and the festive season is upon us. We urgently must look at corruption, lifestyle audit of traffic officials, quality of equipment and road maintenance. It is important to have more joint portfolio committee meetings with the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure to discuss the maintenance of roads. It is also important to research all mountain passes in Limpopo and ascertain how we can make them safer. With regards to the Provincial Secretariat for Police Services, we need comprehensive reports on the monitoring of police conduct, effectiveness of visible policing, how many cases reach our courts, and actually how many convictions. We need reports on the Court Watch program. We need information on what are they actually doing, who is doing it, and is there any results. We need research on victim empowerment support and determine the quality and effectiveness of the service.
Ticking boxes is not the same as quality service. I'm afraid there's little to be happy about as far as GAL is concerned, but at least we might make an effort and say they try to increase the safety at the PRMP Airport. We still hope that GAL will surprise us, although my hope is fading fast, and really fulfill their mandate and drastically increase our revenue collection in the rest of the year. But the department should consider supporting GAL by developing a joint plan with the tourism and agricultural sectors to increase traffic. Give the aircraft a purpose when they land. Help them to bring people, but give them something to come to. And maybe the tourism and agricultural sectors can support us. Just to fight to get aircraft to land here and go, it's just not effective and it's just not working. GAL can really increase the revenue for our province. Let us find new ways to make this possible because the old ways obviously is not working. The festive season is upon us. I really hope with all my heart that the past few months is not a warning sign of what is to come. Our officials must be vigilant and strict. We really cannot afford further accidents. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable El Maria. You have given us 2 minutes, 50 seconds. It's highly appreciated. We'll now go to the EFF, Honorable Baloyi Dunani. Or it has been replaced by Honorable Malemela. Honorable, I'm confused. Honorable Maul, I'm confused. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you so much. Yeah, Honorable Maul.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to you. Greetings to MECs available in the House. Greetings to members of the economic freedom fighters and the opposition in the House. Honorable Speaker, the EFF note the clean audit recorded. The EFF is, however, concerned about the unspent amount of 75 million and feel that it was supposed to be utilized as it must be used to improve the lives of our people in the province. We are concerned as the EFF about the delay in completing the K53 project. There seems to be no progress recorded in this regard, hence our people continue to suffer lack of services. We find it difficult to understand why the department is failing to expedite processes towards completion of this K53 for the benefit of our communities. It is our view that the traffic services should be easily accessible by the public, but as it stands, nothing seems to suggest that these services are accessible. Honorable Speaker, there are employees who fail to comply with the disclosure of financial interests while doing business with the government. Did the department apply corrective measures for these non-disclosures? Because otherwise, you are creating a precedent and culture of non-compliance by officials. Can we get the progress report on how the department is resolving land available challenges at the Mampakul Way Bridge? This is a long-standing matter, and we cannot afford to be reiterating on one subject while there are many service delivery issues there to be attended to. How many victims empowerment facilities suitable for post-traumatic treatment are available in various police stations throughout the province? Can we get the breakdown in terms of the districts and the police stations? The unavailability of such facility will suggest that this government does not care about GBV cases which are prevalent in our province, especially in areas like Vembe. Honorable Speaker, can we get the progress report on the finalization of the inception of the new bus subsidies contract? The delay in terms of the finalization of this contract means delay in service delivery to the people who need public transport to work in order to steer the economy. Honorable Speaker, can we get the concrete reasons why the filling up of vacancies for retired, deceased, as well as the promoted police officials takes longer than anticipated. To what extent does the department intensify road safety education at the community level to engage all road users, including the pedestrian, drivers, and public transport users, as part of the ongoing programs? Honorable Speaker, it is disturbing and unacceptable that GNT failed to operate on all contracted roads that contribute to the department's underachievement. This is unfair to communities, especially those in deep rural areas who desperately need these services. The law enforcement agencies should conduct ongoing regular inspections and targeted operations focusing on scholar transport to prevent unnecessary accidents. The Honorable Speaker, the EFF notes the recent suspensions of flight at the Polokwane International Airport and will register this as a failure on the part of the ANC government to employ capable people and to hold the management of the airport to account. The management of the airport requested Treasury for additional funds for salaries, but nothing to do with improving the functionality of the airport until AXA suspended the license. This is typical of the ANC cadres who prioritize their stomachs over functionality of the entities that, if they were profitable, they will be earning a lot of profit. The ANC has been destroying entities of government and render them unprofitable and then sell it to their cronies in the private sector. It is unthinkable that Hoedspruit Airport is thriving while it is far away from the capital city, which is to be declared a metropolitan over Polokwane International Airport. Instead, the airport has been receiving bailouts year in, year out. The airport has been milking taxpayers' money while it has been languishing in a state of despair. How can an airport be profitable if no one can confirm if the flight will land or not, even casting doubts on the safety of passengers? The lack of forward planning is evident on this matter, and that is why the government is always reacting on issues instead of being proactive. This laziness to plan is the reason why many government projects collapse, leading to disruption of services to the people. The incident of flight disruption at this airport is not the first downgrade. It's not the first one in 2021. South African Civil Aviation Authority downgraded Polokwane Airport operating license, which resulted in the suspension of commercial flights. The downgrade was due to the airport's failure to meet minimum safety standards related to emergency services. This led to the significant negative impact on tourism and operation. All these failures speak to the quality of leadership that is at the helm of GAL, the appointment of board members, and the executive at GAL is extremely flawed, hence persistent failure at the entity. Wrong people get appointed through patronage and the system of cadre deployment, and yet they do not have expertise nor the experience to do the job. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Maolu, for saving us some more minutes. 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Thank you. Will allow the chair of the committee, the chair, Honorable Me Kiriboni Levia, to come and close the debate. We have 14 minutes. Your 14 minutes starts now.
Thank you very much. Blessed afternoon, the Honorable the Speaker. Let me also rise on the protocol that has already been established in this August House, but to also send greetings, warm greetings to members of the community and the citizenry of this province that I've logged onto different channels, social media channels. Honorable the Speaker of this august House, this is the special month of October, the month that saw the birth of a revolutionary extraordinaire, resilience and steadfastness personified, the matriarch of the revolution. Honorable the Speaker, this debate is dedicated to a fearless woman that once walked the side of heaven. Honorable the Speaker, a resilient yet gentle face of defiance, Congresswoman par excellence. Honorable the Speaker, this debate is dedicated to none other than Mam Albertina Nontsikelelo Sisulu. Born today in the year 1918 in the Tsomo region of the Transkei, Eastern Cape, she became a nurse and then a prominent activist of the African National Congress and the broader anti-apartheid movement, often referred to as Masisulu, or Mother of the Nation. Honorable the Speaker, what lessons can we draw from this great data of the revolution? That one, even on the face of adversity, she stood firm to her own convictions and credence when she said, and I quote, "Although politics has given me a rough life, there's absolutely nothing I regret about what I've done and what has happened to me and my family throughout all these years. Instead, I've been strengthened and feel more of a woman than I would otherwise have felt if my life was different," close quote. What does that impart on us, the Honorable the Speaker, at this current political dispensation? That this work of oversight that is entrusted on us by the masses of this province, we owe our loyalty, trustworthiness, and dedication to no one but the Congress movement and its people. With that, we can candidly emulate the aspiration and ideals of Mam Namzamo Winnie Madikizela Mandela when she said, and I quote, "I had come to the acknowledgement that every time I open my mouth, someone will take offense," close quote. Honorable the Speaker, back to business of the day, and in exercising our constitutional mandate as transparency enables oversight, we then as a committee met with the department and its entity Gateway Airport Authority Limited for briefing on the 2024-25 annual reports and 25-26 first quarter report. And that, the Honorable the Speaker, believe you me, we have executed that with utmost diligence, magnanimously, and yet decorously. The department should report on the measures taken to GNT regarding the failure to operate on all contracted routes that contribute to the department's underachievement. That will be in the next quarter. That law enforcement agencies should conduct ongoing regular inspections and targeted operations focusing on scholar transport. The Honorable the Speaker, strict penalties should be applied specifically to school minibuses who compromise our learner safety through overloading, overspeeding, and unroadworthy vehicles. And law enforcement should be implemented at all material times. The Honorable the Speaker, Likombo belongs to the balcony, not in the scholar transport, critically and unfortunately in the morning, as this will have a long-lasting detrimental effects on the future of our kids that are depending on these services on a daily basis. The Honorable the Speaker, the department is doing exceptionally well under the stewardship of Manana Susan Violet Matt. And some might ask why. Okay, with this, I believe I still have a lot of minutes on my counter allocated to us. Let us share a bit. By the end of this first quarter of the 25-26 financial year, the department had an actual budget allocation of 575,804, and actual expenditure spent for the same period was exactly that was budgeted for, with no over expenditure or underspending. The Honorable the Speaker, this explicitly reflects precise financial planning and discipline expenditure management within the department in the first quarter. The Honorable the Speaker, during the first quarter under review, the department has managed to achieve all its set indicators as planned. And this reminds me of the Latin phrase that I like so much, open quote, "Quis custodiet imposus custodiet." We'll guard the guardians themselves. And borrowing from the sharpest mind of Tata Nelson Mandela, when he called Honorable Helm, he said, "Safety and security doesn't just happen. They are the results of collective concert and public investment." And the department had reported, the Honorable the Speaker, on intensified road safety visibility and education thereof. But we believe that road safety takes all of us in this province, both the department, law enforcement officers, and us as communities in this province. Lastly, on the department, Honorable Speaker, I will not dwell much because Honorable Mangwana has covered that so well. When we report or engage on the second quarter, we need an update on the implementation of stringent measures to monitor new subsidized bus routes to ensure uninterrupted public transport. Manana MEC Martin. The Honorable Speaker, a gentleman stood here, unashamedly so, littered in a red overall, boldly engaging in an unfortunate attempt of ridiculing the Congress movement. And we are sending this message to him, quoted from George Sanders, an open quote. Don't be afraid to be confused. Try to remain permanently confused. Anything is possible. Stay open forever. So open it hurts, and then open up some more until the day world without end. Amen. Close quote. Our oversight extends to Gateway Airport Authority Limited, the entity GAL. We've noted an unfortunate sight of constant non-achievements of targets, and we therefore resolve that in the next quarter, the Honorable Speaker, the entity should appear before the committee with relevant officials responsible for the non-achievement of targets in order to account for the work done and to provide reasons firsthand. And this we are doing in understanding, Honorable Speaker, that people must be responsible to speak for themselves because they do hide behind the faces of the MECs or the faces of their own HODs. And we are hopeful that when we meet for the second quarter, this catastrophic syndrome will be a thing of the past. The committee raised a sharp dissatisfaction with lack of marketing and advertising strategy with regards to non-availability and non-functional of billboards, which remains unattended today. And the entity was instructed to resolve these matters before the interactions of the second quarter. As the philosopher Voltaire said, and I quote, "Perfect is the enemy of good. Therefore, GAL must not aim for perfection, but rather be good enough to attract passengers and remain competitive. This approach aligns with the philosophy of pragmatism and in a sensible way forward, and this will sort effort from the Limpopo Travel Agency." Honorable Speaker, let me borrow from the brilliant mind of Martin Luther King Jr. when he said, and I quote, "We must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope," close quote. The entity facilitated international movements from Lesotho and Nigerian soccer teams. They further hosted a national archery tournament, and this is applauded and commendable revenue streams. They have seen an increase in aircraft movement, Honorable Speaker, from 4 to 12 flights movement per day. And a standing ovation to the entity that Sam Air found itself in the Limpopo skies and landed at the airport for the very first time as a way to experience the airport for future potential routes. Well, I heard catastrophic and flabbergasting words while I was seated there, the Honorable Speaker. Free for all criminals, failure of intelligence, lack of security, and etc., and etc. What an unfortunate missed opportunity from the Honorable Member. Let me take a minute to share some of the good stories the men and women in blue in this province are up to. I'd like to believe that at the time it was reported to the committee that the province made a total arrest of 335 CIT. It was a slumber or a case of sheer lack of attention. And at the time, the province recovered 305 firearms, including 40 high-powered rifles, ensuring safety of the citizenry of Limpopo. When did the disjuncture occur, Honorable Member? Is that at the time the 4 perpetrators got life imprisonment? The province will recollect of the double murder of businesswomen, Makwena Mabusela Leshamane and Tebogo Mputi. The province will also be remembered of the horrific Beggarsford bus torching that claimed 6 lives. 5 suspects received multiple sentences. The assassination of Collins Chabani, Mayor Moses Big Moss Maluleke, and the 5 arrests that followed, all resulting in life imprisonment. So I'm shocked to the non-security, to the criminals, to the failures of intelligence, etc. But we are not in a hurry, honorable members. Time will still allow you to grasp to these realities of the province, that Limpopo is one of the safest provinces that we have in this country. As we draw towards conclusion, the Honorable Dr. Speaker, allow us to wish a revolutionary and blessed birthday to our Deputy President, Comrade Paul Sipokasa Mashatile of the African National Congress. We wish him nothing but strength, good health, and longevity. Now, the Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, taking from the words of Samora Machel of the people of Mozambique and Africa, and I quote, we say once again, empathetically, let us consolidate unity, let us strengthen vigilance, let us get down to work. With that, Honorable Speaker, I rise for consideration and adoption that the annual report and the first quarter report of the Portfolio Committee on Transport and Community Safety for the 7th administration of the legislature be adopted as a report of this August House. And I thank you, Ke a leboga, ne a kensa.
Ra leboga, Chair of the committee, Honorable Mme Kidiboni Lebeya, even for saving us time. We thank you so much. We'll allow the Honorable MEC, Mme Susan Violet Mate, the MEC for the Department of Transport and Community Safety, to respond to the debate. Just to remind the MEC that we have 5 minutes for the response. Over to you, Honorable MEC.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker, and good afternoon to all honorable members. Let me start, Honorable Speaker, because I'm on record here to correct the issue of the bus accident. That bus was carrying only the passengers from Zimbabwe and Malawi, as confirmed yesterday by the next of their kin who were there to identify them. No one from Congo. Thank you so much. 36 deceased from Zimbabwe and 8 from Malawi. Honorable Speaker, there are other challenges that were raised by the committee members, which I acknowledge. They are talking about lack of visibility, police visibility on our roads. That's why we're having this many accidents. Let me say this. We have enough police officers who are always on our road. The issue of traffic officers that we are now recruiting, by the beginning of next year, they will be going to college for us to save the money that we are paying them for overtime, because we are already starting paying them overtime so that they can be visible. The issue again of Gateway Airport, of not doing enough, we're saying yes, we are aware of that, but if you can look, a girl is not like the same girl that you used to know. It is now becoming another girl. We are now involving AXA and the other airways to come and be part of us here in Limpopo. But the problem remains, when you go to fly Safari, they will tell you that there are no passengers in the gateway. Because even us as members, we don't use gateway whenever we are going. So 2 weeks back, on the 2nd of October, we received Fly Safari in Hoedspruit. It was coming from Cape Town with 189 passengers when we were launching them, because those are tourists that are going to Kruger National Park. So I agree with you that we want men and women that will be helping us in advertising or marketing our girl. On the issue of saying girl is not working, boss, that those that we have got big stomachs, that one I'm not going to consider that. Those are just cheap politicking. Cannot come here and talk about people with big stomachs while you don't have any evidence of that type. On the issue of victim empowerment rooms, I will come with the report when I come here again to give the House how many police stations are having them. The issue of CPFs, this I can't always, when I come here to talk about it, because CPFs are there. The only thing that we're having, some of the CPF that are in our communities are not vetted because they're just waking up and say we have CPFs. But those that are established by the SAPS, they are vetted and are there to serve the people. On the issue of scholar transport, all the scholar transport that we are talking about that are unroadworthy are not the scholar transport that have got permit from the Department of Transport and are not government scholar transport. Government scholar transport can't be bikies. We can't give permits to bikies to ferry our learners from home to school. But all those that you see on the roads are scholar transport that are paid for by the parents that are promoting that their children must move from the nearest school to another school. So that one, when we found them on the road, we impound them. But when we impound them, the same community that are crying about the unroadworthiness of those scholar transport are the ones that are coming upon us to say, now you are frustrating our kids. But we are arresting and impounding. The issue of GNT, as the department, ours to subsidize the buses that are on the road. And that contract is between the debt and the bus owners. So with us, we subsidize to say we pay half of the money that was supposed to be paid by our own people. So for them not to pay that expensive money that they are being charged by other bus companies that are not part of this scheme, then we cannot say we have challenges on that one. Things are on the way. We've seen people yesterday in Guyana, they were saying, away with taxis, away with these other bus companies, we want our GNT back. So we're happy about that one. The issue of, finally, because others are just comment. Finally, the issue of Mpepu Airport. Take it, it is on record now. Mpepu Airport has never been a commercial airport. It's a landing strip. We are in the process of making it to be a commercial airport. And as we speak, there are security people at PR Mpepu. So for those that will be hearing it from the air, just give yourselves time to go and visit that area. There are security people. And again, if you are saying people with drugs, wherever that, those are just private jets, wherever they're coming from, if that was there, I'm sure you were going to be the last to know, because we have SAPS. And again, SAPS, Home Affairs, and other structures that you are thinking of, they cannot go there because that one is not yet a national key point, because it's just a landing strip. I'm sure I'm answering this for the last time. We can't come here always talking about Mpepu, Siandani, as if they are airport. There's never even a single soul who once ever gone to Mpepu to say, I'm going to Mpepu because I'm going to board a plane to Johannesburg. Never, because it has never been a commercial airport. We are still in the process. Then the last one is the one that you are saying, GAL. There was a disruption of flights, I'm sure last week. Yes, that is beyond our control as GAL. It was affecting 5 of the small airports by the body called South African Air Traffic Navigation Services, which maintains the validity of all the airport's instruments, flight procedures. It took long for them to can renew their contract. That's why we were affected. So that one's beyond our control as GAL. But we are looking forward to push this body to say, we are frustrated, our people are frustrated. With these few words, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable MEC, for the response. Honorable members, we are now proceeding with the order of the day. Orders of the day were at 7.5, honorable members, order. We're at 7.5, which is the consideration, the adoption of the following reports of the Portfolio Committee of Sports, Arts and Culture. The committee chair, please come to the podium to present the 7.5.1 2024-2025 annual report for the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Honorable Chair, Honorable Falaza Mdaga.
Gamala Madoda. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Dr. Makoma Makrupech, and the honorable members of this August House. As you indicated, we are on item 7.5. I, Falaza Philemon Mdaga, hereby move for the consideration and adoption of the following report of the Portfolio Committee on Sports, Arts and Culture, 2024-2025 Annual Report, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Any seconder, honorable members? Honorable Mats?
I move to second.
Up. You need to stand up.
This chair is very difficult, Chair. Speaker, I second. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Honorable Chair, you can proceed to 7.4.2, which is the 25-26 first quarter report. 7.5. My papers are mixed up. 7.6, yeah. 7.6, consideration and adoption of the following report of the Portfolio Committee on Sports, Arts and Culture, which is 7.6.1, 2025, first quarter report. Honorable the Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Makoma Makrupech. Once more, I, Falaza Philemon Mdaga, hereby move for the consideration and adoption of the following report, 2025-2026 first quarter report, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Any seconder, honorable members? I've seen a hand this side. Honorable Nempumbulun.
Thank you, Dr. Speaker. I, Honorable Nempumbulun TC, stand here to second the adoption of the report as presented by Honorable Falaza Mdaga.
Switch off so much. Roliwang Amanda Baurwani. We will now proceed to the speakers list immediately. When we refer to the speakers list, according to the speakers list, the first person who's opening the debate is the Honorable Lubunenguda Dorwelani Alton. You have got 14 minutes. Your 14 minutes starts now.
Ndiaribuwa vaulise vote vane vava pano. Ndithome nga u resha mulangadzulo la vhusimamilayo la vundu lashu, muhulise vho dokotela vho Makoma Makrupech. Ndi sa hangwi tshanḓa tshavho vho Tebogo Mamrovela. Tshimebi tshihulwane muhulise vho Esop Mukhonyana na tshanḓa tsha tshimebi tshihulwane muhulise vho Rogers Munama. Miraḓo ya Khororo Tshitumbe ine ya vha hone fhano ṋamusi ndi khou vha resha, ndi sa hangwi u resha na muhulisi mutatisei premier washu vho Dokotela Ramathuba, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, ndikodowa punda varumeri masiari. Honorable Speaker, as the ANC-led government, we would like to extend our congratulations to our national team, Bafana Bafana, for having qualified for the World Cup tournament. This remarkable achievement is a great honor to us as a nation. Let me also express our appreciation to our MEC for Sport, Arts and Culture, Honorable Mr. Jerry Maseko, and the collective for leading the cross-country marathon from Zimbabwe to South Africa, Limpopo, in the Wembe district. We really appreciate your efforts, our Honorable MEC. Madam Speaker, allow me to report to this August House that the mandate of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture is to increase participation and excellence in sports, arts and cultural activities, increase access to information through the provision of library services, promote nation building through sport, arts and culture, increase social cohesion and national identity, and promote governance and quality of social services through arts, culture, and sport. Madam Speaker, the annual performance plan covered programs of the department as follows. Under administration, 99% of the allocated budget was spent in the 24-25 financial year. Under cultural affairs, 93.3% of the allocated budget in the 24-25 was spent. Library and archive services, the budget for library and archive services spent was 98.7% of the allocated budget in the financial year 24-25. Sports and recreation, the sports and recreation spent 94.6% of the allocated budget in the 24-25 financial year. Honorable Speaker, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture is entrusted with the responsibility to promote culture, conserve and manage the cultural, historical assets and resources of the province by rendering various services. As the African National Congress, we are happy about the contribution that the government has made regarding these programs. In the 24-25 financial year, the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture has received a favorable audit outcome and retained its clean audit. Thank you so much. In relation to the first quarter reports of the 25-26 financial year, the following progress are covered. Under administration, 21% of the allocated budget for 25-26 was spent. There was an overachievement in the preferential procurement spent by gender, age, and people with disability. The target was 40% women, 30% for youth, and 7% for persons with disability for the first quarter, which is the same target for the annual performance plan. Under cultural affairs, 10% of the allocated budget in the 25-26 was spent. The program 15 targets that are supposed to be achieved. Out of the 15 targets were achieved. The number of job opportunities created through arts, culture, heritage were 166 was targeted and 133 achieved. Madam Speaker, 15 targets that are supposed to be achieved. Out of the 15 targets, 9 targets were achieved. It is indeed true that heritage brings our people together and strengthens social cohesion amongst communities. It is very important to hold such gatherings every year in celebration of our heritage. We truly appreciate the event that was held at Sekhukhune on the 24th of September 2025, as it demonstrated unity and served as a meaningful and successful gathering for all. However, we are bound to protect and maintain our heritage sites. For example, we visited Swati Heritage Site at Sekhukhune. That heritage site needs refurbishment. A nation that undermines its identity, cultural belief, traditional values, its own history, language, is heading towards self-extinction. Reports is the inadequate control system for the collection of completed library users registers in districts. Let me repeat this one. The non-achievement of target was observed on the number of people accessing libraries. The target for the quarter was 62,500 and 41,103 accessed the library. The reason for this non-achievement of target, according to the report, is the inadequate control system for the collection of completed library users registers in districts. Madam Speaker, under sports and recreation, the Portfolio Committee on Sport, Arts and Culture encourages honorable members to take the opportunity to visit the Limpopo Academy of Sports, as the Academy has fully equipped gym facilities, and members are invited to use them for exercise and fitness. 16% of the allocated budget was spent in the 25-26 for the quarter under review. The department achieved most of their targets and even exceeding their targets, such as the number of schools participating in the school sport program, where the target was 400 and exceeded the targets to 430. The Portfolio Committee on Sport, Arts and Culture encourages honorable members to take the opportunity to visit the Academy, as the Academy, of course, as I've already indicated, has fully equipped gym facilities, and members are once more invited to use them for exercise and fitness. The other overachievement was on the number of learners participating in National School Sport Championships, where the target was 195, but went to achieve 222 on account of learners participating during the athletics and swimming championship. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, our liberation icon, Tata Nelson Mandela once said, I quote, "Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does." Ndiaribu, Ndayandu, Nakens. Roribu.
Rolibuwa nga manda, minutes. At least 4 minutes, 12 seconds is enough. Honorable Velile Jack, you are next online to the podium. For the next debate, Honorable Velile Cyril Jack, your 7 minutes starts now.
Thank you, Honorable Dr. Speaker. Good day to everybody. And my secretary there of MK Party in the gallery. And good day to every South African who's following the program. Today we gather to discuss Honorable Makam, Honorable MEC Makam, I can be a worse rascal than you are. Today we gather to discuss the 2024-25 annual and the 2025-26 quarter performance reports of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. As we all know, the department is carrying a lot of responsibilities with a very limited budget. This is frustrating as they are unable to meet their targets and cover the entire province due to lack of resources, just like the Provincial Archives and TIC that has only 7 staff members. The department has not met the target in terms of job creation, and that is what we are mostly interested in. Moreover, other forms of jobs other than EPWP must be considered. They should strive to implement the resolutions by SCOPA and the recommendations put by the AG to get rid of any form of fruitless expenditure. The Taulu and Mutse West Libraries construction has stopped due to not having equipment on site. How were the contractors appointed if they did not have the required resources to run the projects? A stop in the project is slowing down progress in the community, as well as hinders job creation. Sports are very important in our lives. Let us not rob our kids the opportunities to participate. The department must ensure that the Sports Academy is supported on time as it is producing stars, and their vision will take sports in the province to the next level. And the other thing, Honorable MEC, that I will request from you is that our libraries with the municipalities, they must work hand in glove in improving the standard of libraries. We can't have a municipality like in College Chaban not assisting the municipality, the library there. We once requested that we should convene the mayor so that he can tell us his difficulties of not working hand in glove with the library people, because they've got a shortage of transport, those people, to do their outreach programs. That one in Malamle, in College Chabal, and the library at Eskukul, around the Makudu Tamar. They are struggling with the transport, my MEC. Please let us assist them. We're not assisting them personally, more than assisting the people around those areas. And the statue of Skukuni II, that doesn't look like a king, that statue. That looks like a hunter himself. That statue needs to be removed and replaced by a proper statue. We can't confuse people. You take a statue of a Tanzanian, you come and put it in Skukul. And you tell us that it resembles Skukul. Please, that statue must be removed with immediate effect. We must respect our culture and activities. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Velile Cyril Jack. We will now move to the next presenter. It's Honorable Hermanas Franz Max. Honorable Max, your 9 minutes starts now. Order, honorable members.
Honourable Speaker, let me begin by acknowledging that the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has achieved another clean audit. This continues the positive trend from 2024 and reflects significant progress compared to the unqualified opinions received in 21, 22 and 23. That reflects administrative progress. But Honourable Speaker, the real measures of success lies not in the paperwork, but also in the preservation of our heritage and the state of our sporting and community facilities. Because while the books may be balanced, our heritage sites are being vandalized and our sporting infrastructure is visibly collapsing all over the province. Honorable Speaker, Limpopo's heritage is one of our greatest assets. From Mapungubwe to Bakoni Malapa, over the mountain to Mojazi's Kloof, from the graves of our liberation heroes to the museums that tell our provincial story. These are not just tourist attractions, they are sacred places of memory. Both these reports that tell us that the main aim of Program 2 Cultural Affairs is to promote culture, conserve and manage the cultural, historical assets and resources of the province by rendering various services. And yet, one only have to visit some of these heritage sites to see how fragile that legacy has become. For example, the South African Heritage Agency, SARA, recently invested in upgrading the Petersburg concentration camp site here in Polokwane in honor of those who suffered and died there. But within months, maybe even weeks, it were vandalized and theft destroyed much of that work. Why? Because the Polokwane municipality failed to support this department by providing even the most basic security or even maintenance to protect our heritage. That's the minimum that they need to do. Because this department invested, they must just preserve. Honorable Speaker, moving over to Program 4, Sport and Recreation, the purpose of this program is to contribute towards the promotion of sport and recreation, social cohesion, and the development of communities through equitable access to programs, services, and excellence at all levels of participation. It's also aimed at promoting a healthy lifestyle, developing school sport, and finally to promote, develop, administer, and fund sport in the province. Furthermore, school sport and recreation is a vital component of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture's efforts, primarily focused on stimulating sport development by assisting provincial sport associations and other relevant bodies. Now, the department boasts that 93,000 people participated in recreation programs last year. The question is, where did they practice and where did they play? On dust fields? On pothole pitches? Despite the efforts and investment by this department to promote sport and recreation, the lack of proper maintenance and security by our partners, the municipalities, continues to undermine the progress made by this department. Municipal stadiums, netball courts, and soccer fields are all falling into disrepair, with overgrown grass, broken ablution box, and non-functional lighting, to mention but a few. Oversight visit with ward councillors reveal worsening conditions, such as Taba Park in Tawazimbi, the Mankweng Sport Facility in Polokwane, where ongoing neglect has left essential infrastructure severely damaged and facilities nearly unusable. These recurring issues highlight a failure to take responsibility for community assets, threatening the development of sports at a grassroots level, and this province's ability to nurture future champions. The department may very well argue that these facilities belong to the municipality, and that's correct. However, leadership is not about ownership, it is about responsibility. We need a province that coordinates, supports, and co-funds the rehabilitation of these local facilities so that sport development does not die at grassroots level. We cannot develop champions without facilities worthy of ambition. Through you, Honourable Speaker, I wish to address the MEC and HOD directly. It is an unfortunate reality, MEC, as with many aspects in life, the better this department performs, the greater the scrutiny and expectations become. As the department continues to make improvement and achieve positive outcomes, more attention will be focused on your efforts. And there will be an increasing demand for even higher standards and greater achievements. The growing expectation is a testament to this department's progress, but it also serves as a reminder of the ongoing responsibility to strive for excellence in serving our communities. Honourable Speaker, I therefore call on the MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture, the Honourable Funani Jerry Maseko, the big brother of this department, to urgently communicate with the big brother of all these municipalities, the MEC for Kosta, the Honourable Basikopo Makamu, to ensure that these municipalities actively and positively look after our sporting and heritage facilities all over the province. You need to take hands. We don't want to see what happened with education and our sporting failures. In closing, Honourable Speaker, Limpopo cannot afford to lose both its history and its hope. If we truly believe that sport, arts and culture build nations, then we must protect the spaces that give them life. Let us ensure that the next generation inherits not ruins and empty fields, but places of pride and participation. Let us protect our heritage. Let us rebuild our community and sporting facilities. Let us make this department not only the custodian of clean audits, but a guardian of Limpopo's soul. I thank you.
Big brother. Big brother. Thank you very much, Honorable Marx. You gave us 2 minutes. EFF, who's coming? Honorable Mlapo. Thank you so much, Honorable Mlapo. You will be having 11 minutes. Your 11 minutes starts now.
Ke tšeswa ka se go leboge mospikara wa hlomphegago ngaka Makhurupetša ke dumediše maloko a kgotlatheramolao ya rena Limpopo baetapele ba EFF magoši a rena Limpopo across our province and the people of Limpopo. Honorable Speaker, mokgatlo wa EFF le ngwana molwetši wa tokologo ya moruo mo Afrika Borwa le dinaga mabapi re nyamile kudu ka baka la gore kgoro ya tša dipapadi setšo le bokgabo ga ena maikemišetšo a go hlola mešomo ka go šomiša mananeo a waelanago le tša dipapadi setšo le bokgabo se se bonagala gabotse ka gare ga dipego tša bona tše ba di adilego pele ga lekgotlatheramelao ya Limpopo. Indeed, the department is not serious about creating job opportunities through the arts, culture, and heritage programs. For the period under review, the department failed to meet its target of creating 143 jobs opportunities. It is clear that the culture of not meeting targets reigns supreme in this department. Honorable Speaker, it is more clearer that the construction of Fontaine and Tsauni libraries is an elephant in the room for this department, and they know very well why. 2 libraries, Tsaula and Mampane, missed practical completion dates due to reasons known to the department. Those reasons are obviously frivolous and cannot be accepted as an excuse for failure to deliver services to our people. Community libraries are vital for providing free access to information, fostering long life learning opportunities, and building strong communities. Unfortunately, even in communities where those facilities exist, they are often characterized by shortage of librarians, computers, books, water, and security. Can we get reasons for the people of Limpopo why the 2 libraries were not completed on time? Why the time frames are always missed? And how much is added budget-wise to complete these projects? Honorable Speaker, can we get progress report on the SIU investigation? Firstly, on the investigation regarding the irregular appointment of security companies during the year 2016 and 2017 financial year. Secondly, the investigations into procurement of the procurement processes in the prior years of the Mapungure Festival. Thirdly, the irregular appointment of assistant directors. And lastly, the investigations in the asset management across all districts under the department. Can we equally get a report, a progress report on forensic investigation commissioned by the provincial treasury into the department's use of dinner club cards? Honorable Speaker, the irregular expenditure identified in the provincial theatre procurement remains a secret. We demand that the MEC of Sports, Arts and Culture, Ntate Jerry Maseko, you come clean on this issue. The lack of promotion of sports and recreation programs, of which the targeted beneficiaries are learners, youth in particular, the professional athletes, coaches, volunteers, and sports administrators, amongst others, is on nail pace and extremely worrisome. We must then ask the question, what is the mandate of this department? Because they are failing to prioritize what matters the most to our communities. Can the MEC explain to this August House why the desired standard or target of 255,000 people actively participate in organized sports and recreation not achieved as per your target? It is disappointing that only 122,786 was achieved during the year under review, clearly exposing the kind of laziness and the failure by the department to achieve targets. The failure to achieve targets compromises the service delivery in the province, which already has huge backlog on service delivery. We are being led by insensitive people who do not care about the plight of our people, especially in the poor communities. Jwale re roba juju ba Limpopo. Metjang mare bohloko bo ile pelo. Metjang mare bohloko bo ile pelo bana ba modimo ala lita ke motho nako e tlago preferang go kgetha EFF gore le tlišetšeng ditirelo re a leboga.
We will now proceed, honorable members, to the chair of the committee to come and close the debate, Honorable Falaza Filmon Mdaga. Honorable Falaza, you have got 14 minutes. Your 14 minutes starts now.
Thank you very much, Nakensa Manana Speaker. Kwamini Ken Carlo. Eka Manana Dogadela Speaker, Dr. Makoma Makurpech. Na bona mfunetu wa bona Manana Grace Morovela. Ninga rivali mtsamu wa xitulu wa tsamu wa xitulu. Bona tatana Thabo Mukoni. Na mpfunetu wa bona kunga bona tatana Pitangoveni. Nifumelele Manana Speaker ni xaweta ximebi xa yindlu leyi bona tatana Iso Mkhonyana. Na mpfunetu wa bona kunga bona Muchaviseki Honorable Rogers Monama. Ni hinkwavo ka vona lava va tirhaka swin'we na lava kulukumela vambirhi va Wipari. Ni nga rivali yona nena leyi tisekela namuntlha ku nga lava discussaka report ya vona ku nga MEC Funani Maseko, man of the moment. Na ti MEC hinkwato leti nga kona haleni ka siku ra namuntlha. Na n'wina hinkwerhu vatshami va switulu va portfolio committee ta yindlu leyi. Na lava va nga kona le henhla le ka gallery na mixaweta. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to also pass our special greetings to the newly appointed HOD of Sports, Arts and Culture, Bona Manana Veronica Mkhonyana. Vatshame va ri voxe laya. Na loko hi famba jika province leyi hinkwayo, hi va hi ri na vona, na namuntlha hi na vona. I manana wa tinghitsi swinene, hamuhoyozela ku va va mi appointile a swo boha va mi appointa hi ku swa mi fanela na khensa. Congratulations. Madam Speaker, I stand before you and this honorable house in the name of the African National Congress to contribute to the debate of the two reports as earlier on presented. Honorable Dawala Nenguda went into detail as to what is contained in those two reports and the good work that the department is doing. Therefore, I will not go into detail nor make unnecessary repetitions, except making some emphasis where necessary. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, before proceeding any further with the debate, let me start by joining Honorable Mohale in a very sad note in passing our condolences to all the families who lost their loved ones in the recent spate of accidents that happened in our roads. May their soul rest in peace. It's something that we cannot ignore. It is not good to lose one's loved one. We are with them in this time, difficult times. It is not far away up there, as we are also a gateway to Africa. The Honorable MEC also alluded to as to who was in the bus, including those that we also passed a motion of condolences earlier on. And that happened within our country. However, we call upon our road users to take precaution and always observe road traffic signs when they approach high accident zones areas. It needs our drivers to drive with, not high speed, reasonable speed for those areas. Our hope is that something will be done to minimize accidents at that notorious Southwandsburg sharp bend near Ingwe Lodge. I don't know, possibly a flying bridge, for the lack of a better word, can be designed by able engineers, like we see in other countries like China. You see bridge flying from this point to the other point. Just to avoid that corner, I think something can be done. Honorable MEC, something can be done. That band has actually killed many of our neighbors. We value life, even if the life is not for within our borders. We value life. We are the leaders in Africa in many things, including preservation of life. That's why it's there in our Bill of Rights. Life is very important. It can never be replaced once it's gone. So there's a need for us to really make sure that SANRAL come into the picture to try and design something there to avoid that bend. A flying bridge can be designed so that the buses can move straight instead of negotiating that terrible bend. Enough is enough. We can never tolerate this forever. On a more positive note, Madam Speaker, also allow me, as it can never be ignored. As you know, sports and education go hand in glove. To wish the grade 12 in our province, the country at large, the best of success in their exams. Yes, it is possible they can pass. They waited for this day. They must write and pass. If they don't pass, they did not fail. Is that a setback? They are still important. They can still come back and do something important for themselves because we love them and we know they can make it in something in life. No one came from heaven except Jesus Christ. We all learn from others here in this world. There's no one who came with degrees. We all learn from each other here. So no one has all the knowledge, including you from a poor family. You are something. You can do something. You can write a book. You can contribute. So you cannot just fail by writing questions of others. You must have your own questions that you can also ask. South Africa, Madam Speaker, is a winning nation. I can't contain myself not to repeat or to say again, congratulations to Bafana Bafana. What a wonderful job. They've made us proud. We are going to the World Cup. It can be either rugby, both women and men. It can be either cricket. You can choose any sport. We are amongst the best, if not the best. Even at individual level, we are always at the top. Our province produces athletes for the nation. Our province produces athletes for the nation. That's why in the near future, as Honorable Nenguda said, we want to see a high-performance center here in our province, and not for them to be claimed from Gauteng or other provinces. We want to see the Academy of Sports in our province to be a high-performance center. So we must be looking towards that area. The unfortunate part is that we are a country that has a lot of critics. Even if we win, they don't care. Even if we do better, even if we get a clean audit, they don't care. They are negative in their minds. They are always negative. When they look at things, they look from the negative point of view. They can never, 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 never say, well done. It's jealous, Makale, Bagai. Jealous down, it's jealous. May Honorable Nenguda went into detail in terms of what is contained in the program that are run by the department. So I'm not going to repeat. From year in, year out, clean audit. 2023-24, clean audit. 2024-25, clean audit. 2025, 2026, just check, watch the space. Our belief is that the current budget of 877.492 is not enough. We want to see the budget going over $1 billion. Many of the programs that are run are concentrating on cultural affairs. The name of the department starts with sport. We want to see a lot of sport happening. We want to see a lot of money going into sport so that we can take our youth out of the beer halls and the shebeens. We can't be a drunk nation. We can't win economically having our young people drinking in beer halls in the future. It can't happen. We know others want money, but we can't make money through the wrong way. Let's have our young people doing sport. Let's have more money going to the department. Madam Speaker, I don't want to say much. My friend from the other side, Honorable Mlapo, was mumbling, complaining, saying things, and we don't know what is this that he's saying. We try to listen to him, we can't find it. The only thing we're saying is that his party must be voted. Our people will never make that mistake. Is that the issues of jealousy, of course. Let me remind you, go and read the reports. The unauthorized, irregular, and fruitless expenditure for the year under review for the Department of Arts and Culture is zero. So what is it that you're talking about? What is it that you're talking about? Okay, the department works hand in glove with other departments. That is understandable. There are some agreements. And some other people, as you know, you can blame the African National Congress. But the African National Congress is an organization. The African National Congress draws people from the communities. The African National Congress employs everyone that is employable. No one has been sent to do wrong things. No one has been sent to not follow legislation. No one. So why do you blame the ANC? Blame those individuals and not our government. Blame the individuals so that we find them, we throw them away. We don't need them. If you don't understand, go and check that. The ANC's policies that are being implemented in this country are clear. We don't want corruption. We don't want irregular expenditure. We don't want anything unauthorized. Everything must go according to authority. And the Department of Sports and Culture is leading in that regard. So as I conclude, Madam Speaker, allow me to give gratitude not only to the department, but also honorable members of the Portfolio Committee who are available when called to the party. Not those who just come here and debate. Those who go with us when we go and check what is happening on the ground. We congratulate you. Please keep up the good work. On behalf of the Portfolio Committee, I hereby submit the 2024-2025 annual report and the 2025-2026 first quarter report of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, that it be adopted as a resolution of this August House. I so move, Honorable Speaker. Na kenza ikomu kanimambo.
Sir, the chair of the Committee of Sports Arts and Culture, Honorable Mudaka, for closing the debate. Will now allow honorable members' order. We shall now call upon the honorable members' order. We shall now call upon the honorable MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture, Honorable Funani Jerry Maseko, to respond to the debate. Honorable Mlapo has got a hand up while Honorable Maseko is coming to the podium.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. We all know that we cannot allow ourselves to mislead our kids in this country as they go to sit for exams. The Honorable Speaker, the previous Speaker, has directed us that our kids must go to the exam rooms with their own questions. That is very wrong. He can't do that. Our kids must go and answer the questions given in the exam rooms. His doctorate is now misleading our kids.
Honorable members, order. You are all out of order. Can we allow Honorable Maseko to the stage? Because I didn't hear that, honorable members. Can we now be in order? Allow Honorable Maseko the podium. Honorable Maseko, you are on the podium.
Speaker, Speaker,
Yeah.
Dr. Makrupeche, ki tamishi, the Deputy Speaker, Officer Wipari, the members of Executive Council, my colleagues, Maloko Kamoka, a legislature, including Mrena Mulapo. Muspikara, Irigabon Chore, Hanchiri Palla, Gotswala Gaspedi, Iramukagago Munyani. It's very important when we delegate members to come and debate on issues of portfolio. They should have attended those meetings because that's where a lot of detail is being shared. And your researchers must also attend those portfolio committee meetings. I'm worried, Honorable Speaker, because the component of EFF in my portfolio committee, and the researchers are abaditle. I would say, I'm one of the but Kiabaswarela, Speaker, Rituala Peleriaga Naga. Let me indicate, Chair.
Madam Speaker, I rise on a point of order. It is misleading for Honorable Maseko to say members of the EFF are not coming to the meetings of the portfolio. We have got a member, listen, Honorable Speaker, we have got...
You know she's attending Mabuja. You are a witness.
please have order in the house, please.
Honorable Mapule does attend committee meetings. And then you know very well that Honorable MEC is not attending those portfolio meetings every now and then. So it is misleading to come stand here and say members of the EFF are not attending portfolio meetings. It's wrong and misleading, and you must withdraw that, because we can show through attendance registers that Mapule does attend. Thank you very much.
Honorable MEC, can we, I think, Honorable MEC, let us not comment on portfolio committee meetings. Let's look at what the department says and able to proceed. Honorable MEC.
Thanks, thanks very much, Speaker. Iriki Fulore. But let me try to deal with issues that members have raised and acknowledge their input. It is very clear that members are part of what the department is doing. They've got the update report with regard to the state of the department, both at annual and the first quarter report. And there are very critical issues that members have raised, Honorable Speaker, that I want to take the legislature and the public through. With regard to the Chate Heritage Site, we are correct that we have to refurbish that site. There is a collaboration between the department, the local municipality, and the district municipality to refurbish that site. We have also agreed that the statue does not signal a leader, a king, yes, Kukune. And if possible, we need to look at the ways and means to reconstruct a better, bigger state. I think at the level of the portfolio committee and department, there is that synergy, there is that agreement. It's about resources, Honorable Speaker, that we can be able to realize that. We want also to indicate, Honorable Speaker, that with regard to libraries, Chadimaspala and the district, there is still a transitional process where those municipal libraries are going to be transferred to the department. And in that process, we have noted the challenges that they have raised, particularly around Collins Chabane. We'll look into that and make sure that we collaborate in a manner that we don't deprive our people services based on issues of powers and functions. With regard to recruitment and scope resolution, Honorable Speaker, we have advertised posts. I think not very long we'll be filling the posts that are vacant so that we make sure that when this financial year is we are able to meet our target with regard to recruitment. The issue of Tsaulo and Mampane has been reported to this legislature, even the portfolio committee, many times, Honorable Speaker. We had challenges with contractors, and those contractors have been appointed by Public Works. In Tsaulo, close to 3 contractors' contracts were terminated due to non-performance, and they have appointed new contractors. At least they are trying to finish those projects. In terms of our plans, by the end of the financial year, we need to have concluded the infrastructure development of those projects. But let me also highlight that issues of SIU, the SIU is still busy with their investigation as proclaimed by the President. Obviously, Honorable Speaker in the House, once it's done, the report will be made available, and obviously the implementation part of that report will be executed as expected. Other issues that they have raised here, Honorable Speaker, we have noted them. We'll go back and deal with them. But I want to invite you to join the country when we'll be going to Morocco for the AFCON Cup come December the 20th. There is a very nice package that is available. We'll distribute it to you so that we go there and support Bafana in mass. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable MEC. We are now going to item 8 in terms of the order paper. Are there any announcements? Honorable Tatana Ngobeni Hassani Peter, the Deputy Chair of Chairs.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Ke tšea sebaka se ke dumediše Motlatšamospikara, Honorable Tebogo Mamorobela, the Leader of Government Business, Honorable Makamo, Chief Whip Aesop Mokhanyana, the Deputy Chief Whip, Honorable Rogers Monama, and members of the Whipari, ke dumediše the esteemed members of the Executive Council, honorable members, guests in the gallery, Ndiani Resha, ke a le tamiša ka hlompho e kgolo na mšeweta. There is no time allocated, so I can take 2 hours. Yeah. Honorable Speaker, I rise to make the following announcements. One, that all members of this August House are invited to Limpopo, taking the legislature to the people. That will be held from the 10th to the 13th of November 2025 at Makulutamaga local municipality and Sikukune district at Pitan Chaveling Sports Ground, Skinoto village. 2, that the next sitting of the legislature will be held on the 23rd of October 2025. It will be on Thursday, 10 o'clock here at Luwakomu Legislative Chamber. That all members of this August House and guests in the gallery are invited for lunch at committee boardroom Asante Sana. Thank you very much.
Hakensa Shnene Tatani Ngobeni. We are now going to item 9, honorable members. You have been a very good audience the whole day. We want to appreciate. The debates were so interesting. We are now coming to item 9, which is the last item that we are indicating that this House is adjourned until 23rd October 2025 at 10 o'clock here in the Lewakhom Legislative Chamber. The House is adjourned.